Yo, what up? What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. We're having a nice day. Yeah, we're just doing the same old packing orders. I'll let people stream on in. I know it's like low-key the holidays right now too, so I know people might be just hanging out, enjoying their day. But yo, now legal, dude. What's up? Good to see you. How you doing? Anything new? What's good? What's good? Yeah, dude. Today I stretched out my back because I think we both skate, right? So I stretched out my back. So just, yeah, been doing that this morning. I filmed a little video for my like Monster Kingdom. So yeah, and what's it called? And Rosa says, Happy New Year. This is a nice surprise. Happy New Year, Roses. Yeah, it's Thursday, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess it's technically a holiday. I see what you're saying, Roses. But it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, today I'm supposed to be streaming today. Okay, cool. And now they go, oh yeah, you do D&D. Duh. You said you're gonna get my D&D campaign set up. Wow, that's sick, dude. Oh, what's your character, by the way? Yeah, in Dungeons and Dragons. A Monster Kingdom video? Yeah, it's for the, I mean, again, I'm not trying to sell you, but literally it's what I did today. It's like the upgraded version of the Kaiju Club. Like, there's a link to it in the description. There's like a free trial and all that. But pretty much every month I'll film a video that's just like super behind the scenes, like everything I'm doing, like down to like, they got like a preview of like the upcoming vinyl and stuff, like an actual picture of what it looks like. So they got to see it first. So yeah, stuff like that. But other than that, dude, I've just been packing orders. I mean, not today. This is my first time, but Roses, you're gonna be proud of me, but also terrified. We have like, I think 60 orders. What's kind of funny, Roses, is I was kind of like, you know, New Year's started coming up and then the orders stopped coming in. As like, they were still coming a lot. I'm super thankful. But I was like, okay, it's starting to slow down. We're coming back to reality. You know what I mean? And then New Year's happened, and I guess everyone the next day was like, no, I set up my money aside to go buy drinks on New Year's. Now we're back to ordering as many Groovy Kaiju vinyls as we can. And I'm like, hey, thank you. So yeah, it's a good time. Super thankful. And I got to put light on Jermaine earlier, so we're gonna have the Jermaine light on today. So, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. What does it look like when I turn it off? Yeah, we'll turn it off, and Jermaine will get their light, what's it called, later on. I'll feed them later. But yeah, but right now, the thing is just going. And I still gotta print out more too. But Rosa says, wow, that's crazy and nice. Yeah, thank you. And now Legal says, heck yeah, dude. I'm super stoked on how this is all working out. So yeah, we'll see how this goes into the new year. If this is the new normal and the New Year's, it's gonna be wild. All right, sick. So now I gotta print out. Okay, let's organize those first, and then I'll print all of these. Because I bet more are gonna come in as the day goes on. Oh yeah. Yeah, let me do it like this. Normally I drag it across the floor, but I was like, dude, this is too many. I can't even drag it right now. Yeah, we're gonna get these all organized in the meantime. I wish I could like roll my desk around so I could like look at y'all while I do this. But yeah, I'm also trying not to like show the screen because I have like people's information and stuff. I'm trying to pack all this. But yeah, how was your New Year's, Roses and Legal? Anything new? Like, was it a fun New Year's? Did you hang out? Did you go anywhere? I stayed home. I was actually like talking to my buddy Nano Shrine last night as the fireworks are going off. And Manfred and I were doing our like 2026 planning because we're both like business-y people. They do like more tech stuff, but I'm doing all my music stuff. So it was like kind of funny because there's also like a 1 hour time difference. So like as I was like monologuing and rambling about what I'm going to do this year, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, Happy New Year's in your time zone. I was like, oh, thanks, man. But Skyer, dude, yo, what up? How you doing, dog? Anything new, Skyer? How was your New Year's, dog? And the Rose says, nice, it was chill. I don't celebrate anything huge today, but I watched the Rose Parade. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the Rose Parade, that's in like Pasadena, right? Unless there's like another Rose Parade. That's the one I know about, at least. Yeah. Unless there's another Rose Parade out in the United States somewhere. But yeah. Yep, that's the one. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, Rose Parade is like a classic, Roses. Skyer says it was indeed a New Year's. Nice. I'm glad to hear, Skyer. I'm glad to hear you had a wild New Year celebration. Did anyone go to any of the Yoitoki New Year's events? I don't know if y'all are Yoitoki partiers. In fact, I bet Simply Hideo might be. I actually didn't have one next to Simply Hideo. They only had like New York and LA. But yeah, I saw videos from St. Pepsi's New Year's Eve set, and I was like, dude, I wish I could have been there. It looks so sick. I was like the legend. But yeah, I just stayed home and like worked on stuff. But I did go to the gym though yesterday. That was pretty cool. And Skyer says, nah, it wasn't wild though. I just stayed home and played Nine Souls all day. What's Nine Souls? Is that a video game I don't know about? Yeah, part of the 2026 stuff. I know, like, don't I don't know. This is like something I'm gonna announce at some point. So we're still normal schedule for now, but I think I have to move this month into I'm gonna downsize to a smaller apartment. So I'm probably gonna make a post at some point about downside, like, you know, probably take a week off of streaming and like maybe the next 3 weeks or so just to like actually move. But then after that, I think we're gonna start streaming on what's it called? Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So yeah. Oh, Skyer says a Metroidvania with pairing mechanics and a lot of Taoist influence. Oh, sick. That sounds super dope, Skyer. Yeah, honestly, Metroidvanias are super dope. Hey, yo, Simply Hideo, what up, dude? Good to see you. But yeah, what's it called? The new stream schedule will probably do like, you know, I'll make an actual announcement. It's not happening yet, so we're just giving y'all a heads up. Simply Hideo, we here. I know, dude. In the new year, dog. It's 2026. We made it. It was also kind of like wild though, is out here for our New Year's. Like I heard fireworks going off, but like it wasn't as wild because it rained. Like it literally like started raining at like 11:30 p.m.
New merch order from Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. If you're watching, let me know. I'll pack it right now. But Skyer says I highly recommend it. Hey, sick. Yeah, if I get the time to play it, I'll check it out. Yeah, when future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look up Nine Souls by Skyer. It's spelled S-O-L-S. It's Nine Souls. But Simply Hideo, how was your what's it called? How was your New Year's? That's what I'm trying to say. I was saying earlier that like I was like, I bet Simply Hideo went to the Yoitoki, but then I was like, wait a minute, you're not in New York, you're in, you know what I mean? Like they only did like 2 New Year's Yoitokis. But Rosa says it also rained very hard where I am too. I was confused at first. It's usually not that heavy. I know, yeah. Yeah, I think on the whole like west coast of the US, it just dumped on us like for New Year's for some reason. But it was kind of funny though. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was it's kind of funny because you know, I heard people like practicing their fireworks all throughout the day. And perfectly at 11:30, it just started raining out here. So everyone was like, well, we can't do fireworks now. You know what I mean? But I heard some people got them off. Even in the rain, they were still able to, like, you know, pop them out. But, you know, it definitely was like a more chill New Year's. Because the rain kind of, like, ruined it. Which is kind of like, oh, wow. Which I'm kind of like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I hope that's not like I hope that's a good omen, or not a bad omen. You know what I mean? But Simply Hideo said, not bad, just chilled, FaceTime my girlfriend, and celebrated over the phone, and somehow it snowed after. Yeah, okay, see what is going on? I don't think I've ever had a New Year's where it like had precipitation or like rain or snow as the New Year came in. Is there a meaning behind that? Let me Google that. Because my girlfriend was like, ooh, I think that's a good sign. And I was like, is it? You know what I mean? Is it a good sign? Is it a sign if it rains on New Year's? Oh yeah, okay. Oh wow. Folklore, I mean, yeah, this is the first result on Google. Folklore says the weather on, rain. Okay, folklore says rain on New Year's Day, often said to bring good luck and renewal, since rain is tied to cleansing and growth. Some traditions say it's a signal of a prosperous year ahead. Let's go. We're about to prosper, dude. I'm so ready to prosper. Because I don't know if y'all been seeing it, but like everyone online's been like 2025, kind of a bad year. I don't think I have a single friend that was like, yeah, 2025 was pretty good. Honestly, I think everyone's been like, 2025 kind of sucked, dude. But Rosa says, I was going to say, it was a good sign for me. California weather is all over the place, from what I could tell, since at some point we were in a drought, and at some point in the past too. Lol. I know, yeah. Yeah, California weather is interesting. It's like, yeah, 1 second we're not getting enough water, 1 second we're getting a ton of water. It's like never, it's either one or the other. And Skyer says, yeah, okay, I'm glad to hear. I mean, I'm not glad to hear. I hope you had I wish you had a better 2025. Yeah, my 2025 was also kind of just like, what the heck? I mean, I like completely moved to a whole different state. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I had to like leave a bunch of friends and family behind to like do what I gotta do, you know what I mean? But on top of that too, like trying to, music stuff's been like challenging to say the least. Skyer says, I imagine it was just bad for just about everybody. Yeah, exactly. But like, what was a good year? Like, I feel like 2014 was pretty sick. Yeah, I mean, that was like the last year I remember being like, yo, this is dope. And actually the year I entered at Amazon, that year was crazy good. I think that was like 2017. 2017 was also kind of lit. But yeah, I don't know, years are kind of funny. But Skyer says, I imagine it was just bad for about everybody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the general consensus I've been seeing. Hey, thank you, David. If you're watching, I appreciate you. Let me know and I'll pack it right now. Well, after I'm done organizing this, we got a lot today, so. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. And it's funny is I literally just, packed 3 orders. Hey, T-Main, what up, T-Main? Good to see you. How you doing? 2016, yeah, 2016 was pretty sick until the very end. 2016 was dope until, the very end of it. But it was like going perfect, and at the very end, it was like huh? Yeah, because that was the last Obama year, dude. What happened to Obama, dude? OBZ, dude. I still follow on Instagram. My dog, what's up, man? Good to see a teammate. But yeah, I think we got our usual cast, or all of our regulars here. We can talk about the stream title. Teammate OBZ. Yeah, exactly. Roses says hydrate. I got you, Roses. Yeah, I got my usual tea with some Splenda. But actually, before I forget, speaking of Jermaine, let's get our Jermaine update. Jermaine's looking really good. There's still a dark forest of green. So I think moving the light did help. I noticed they grew a bunch of new leaves, like right here. Like they kind of grew them in a weird place. I don't know why Jermaine did that, but there's like a whole bundle of new leaves right here. Soil's looking good. I need to water them after the stream. But all in all, yeah, well, Jermaine's looking great. I also trimmed off some of the dying leaves, but since then, Jermaine hasn't like shown any signs of complaining about anything. And in fact, look, these leaves, I think these are brand new. Look at these little baby ones. Jermaine's so happy, I think. But yeah. And Rosa says, oh, nice, new leaves. I know, right? And T-Main says, hell yeah, brother. Shout out Jermaine Jackson. Exactly, yeah, we on all of us on chat, Silly Dale was there, Roses was there, Skyer was there. We all named Jermaine after Jermaine Jackson. So yeah. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Yeah, Jermaine's doing good. Shouts out Jermaine. Oh yeah, but we're gonna talk about the stream title. Oh yeah, so the title of the stream is I think it's like, have you ever been lyrical, spiritual, or ever experienced a miracle? Teammate says, damn, I might be psychic. Yeah, dude, you just know the vibes, man. You're already a part of like what we got going on, dude. You already know. But what's it called? So yeah, I named the stream title that because I don't know, I keep talking about like, oh man, we gotta talk about our favorite rap bars. Oh my god.
Order from Mason.
Thank you, Mason. If you're watching, I appreciate you. I have a feeling it's gonna be all stream just. I mean, I'm super thankful. This is crazy. But yeah, the reason why I want to talk about so yes, you know, have you ever been spiritual, lyrical, or experienced miracles? It's because it's like a kind of a joke and like rap. They're like, oh, spiritual, lyrical, miracle, like because they rhyme. So I want to talk about some of my favorite like rap lyrics ever. But the big reason why is because last night, dude, I swear, I had a dream. I was at like a Mexican restaurant, like not like a restaurant, like a counter service. Like, you know, when you walk up and you're like, hey, I want a burrito. You know what I mean? Like one of those. And the person at the cashier was Mac Miller, dude. And I was like, Mac Miller, what are you doing here? And he's like, you know, I just work here. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, dude. And then I told him, you're one of my so one of my favorite Mac Miller bars is you know, he's white. He's a white dude who raps. But one of his top bars are, if I'm not in your top 5, then you must be racist. So because of that, in my dream, I was like, Mac Miller, dude, you're in my top 5 because I'm not racist. And he like laughed. He was like, hell yeah, dog, thank you. And that was my dream last night. So it reminded me that I wanted to talk about all my favorite rap lyrics. But yeah, T-Main, dude, for real, R.I.P. Mac Miller, dude, for real, for real. Like another lyric is like, what's crazy is right after Mac Miller died, I remember I was working at Google, and as soon as I heard the news, I was like, I gotta listen to Mac Miller like all day today. And the first song I put on, it was, I forgot what song it was, but it's one of his songs where he says, all the best rappers are usually dead. And I was like, dang, dude, no, this can't be the first song I put on. So yeah. And I was like, Mac, no, not Mac Miller, no. But Rosa says, that dream, I know, the dream was hella random. But yeah. And actually real quick, before I start talking about these, I mean, so we're gonna talk about rap lyrics at some point, but have y'all seen Marty Supreme? Like, you seen the movie, like Tyler the Creator's in it? I think I'm gonna try to see it tomorrow. Not sponsored. But I don't know, every time I see clips, it looks like it could be good. And like Tyler's in it, and everyone in like music is like, oh my god, Timothy Chalamet. Like Timothy Chalamet did like a thing with Kendrick Lamar and Tyler the Creator. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm gonna go see one of his movies. And the reviews are good, but I guess it like bombed in the box office. So I'm like curious if any of y'all seen it. If I should actually go see it tomorrow or not, or if I should save my money and go get cream barbecue instead or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know if you have. Otherwise, I'm gonna get into these rap lyrics. So, yeah, teammate says random as fuck, bro. Like, who is this skinny kid? Lol. I know. Yeah, I feel like one day they, you know, it's like just one day I started seeing them all over my everything. Like, just every rapper was working with them for some reason. But shout out Timothy though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now I respect the hustle though, because I know I watched an interview once where he was like, "Nah, man, I just want to be one of the greats." So I'm like, hey, I respect anyone that's like, I'm trying to be great. You know what I mean? Because like we need more. I feel like we need more people who like truly want to be great. Like not just like say it, like actually want to put in the work to do it. But teammates is industry plant for real? I mean, kind of, yeah. The industry plant in Hollywood, maybe, I don't know. But Super Hideo says, I haven't actually heard much about it. I think I saw one commercial and ad, that's it. Dude, just one. Super Hideo, I feel like 10 times a day, I'm getting like Marty Supreme blasted in my face. Like either like an Instagram reel or a YouTube video. Like one of the characters was like on Subway Takes. I see like the ping pong ball. I see it all like, and then I get the ad for it like at least once a day of Tyler the Creator just like looking at the camera with like his nose bleeding. I don't know. So I don't know. I think the marketing took over my brain. I just can't not go see it at this point, which is like every marketer's dream. But yeah. Rosa says, no, but I find jumping into moving like that is fun regardless, unless you really don't want to waste your time. Yeah, exactly, bro. That's why I'm kind of at two Roses. Is that like if someone in here in chat right now was just like, honestly, it was one of the worst movies I ever saw, I'd probably just go get Korean barbecue instead. But I like going to movies. You know what I mean? I think it's cool to just like, what's it called? I like popcorn. So to me, it's just an excuse to eat a ridiculous amount of popcorn. So yeah, so I'm down to go check it out. And so yeah, but we're on the same vibe, Roses. Thank you. And Eli, hi Groovy dude. Eli, good to see ya. Hope you're doing good. I hope Realm Zero Hell Hero is going good. If I said it in the right order. Hope you've been getting some work done on that, some art. And Rampage, dude, good to see ya. But Rampage says they also want to see Mario Supreme. I think Chalamet is pretty talented, but we'll see. Exactly, yeah. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm about to find out, see how talented this guy really is tomorrow, I guess. But T-Main Groovy question Kaiju, Groovy Q Kaiju. Is it a question or just Groovy Q Kaiju? That kind of has a nice ring to it. But Eli says, I plan to stay longer than I usually do because I'm hard at work on some art and I finally back on my laptop. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, hang out. Yeah, hang out. Feel free to hang out as much as you want, Eli. It's always good having you in the chat, hanging out with all of us. And Rampage, good to see y'all too. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to hear. And what's it called? Well, are these the right ones? Okay, yeah. I forgot to check and make sure all the names were correct. No, I gotta do that real quick. Simply Dale says, that's fair. When else would you find the time to eat some good popcorn? Exactly, Simply Dale. That's what I'm saying. Like, I actually have a pretty dank popcorn recipe that I make myself with like a microwave popcorn maker thing. It's actually like kind of lit. It's like, you can find it. They say not to use oil, but I use oil anyways. But it's pretty cool. And what's it called? T-Main says, just Q. So like just a question or just Q? If it's a question, dude, go for it. Otherwise, hey, Q's cool. I had a friend we used to just call him Q. He was a cool guy. He was like trying to stay anonymous. So he was like, no, I won't tell you my real name. Like, you have to call me Q. They were like the OG, like, don't steal my data before like stealing data was a thing. Evan, David, Troy, Ivan, Nick, Sati, Cole, London, Nate, Christian, Reef, sick. T-Main Hideo Kojima's in the chat. Dude, imagine. That'd be wild. And just Q, my boy. All right, for sure, T-Main. Eli says, yeah, thank you, man. One of my characters' birthdays are coming up. Oh, that's so sick. So I'm trying to start the year off well and draw something more ambitious. All right, that's sick, dude. That's what's up. That's cool that all your characters have birthdays, Eli. That's like one thing I like kind of noticed is that like a lot of good storytellers tend to have like their characters completely thought out of like, this is their birthday, this is where they grew up, this is why they grew up the way they did, like all the backstory. Like even if it's not like told, it's still already well thought out, just because then it makes it like writing the story a lot easier and how the characters interact. So yeah. But cool. Let's talk about rap lyrics, dude. So I think I said this once before, but the new Danny Brown album, he has a rap lyric like to me it was a super sick because it's such a random reference to hear in a hip-hop song. But he said, they done woke me up inside like I listened to Evanescence. And you know, I'm sure some of y'all know like the song was like, wake me up inside. So it's a reference to that, which I thought was just like, dude, that's so sick. And yo, Sasquatch actually, I'm just hoping. Sasquatch says, I'm just hoping tomorrow the USPS store is open. I have a mail. A skateboarder guy in Florida because he paid already and even covered shipping. Oh, sick. It's supposed to be open in a second. Yeah, it should be. I'm gonna be dropping stuff off at the post office tomorrow. So yeah. But Sasquatch, I have a question for you actually. But let me reply to Eli real quick. Eli says, yeah, Anita's birthday is January 3rd. That's what I'm drawing. Okay, sick. That's dope. That's a cool birthday. What does that make them? Eli, if you know, like, what's their star sign? If they're January 3rd, that makes them a Capricorn, right? And Sushi Ninja, dude, are we feeling alive? Yeah, dude, I'm feeling alive. Dude. It's a new year, man. It's a whole new year. Sushi, how you feeling, dog? Good to see you. I still got your perfect blue up here. But Sasquatch, I think you're related to NetNavi in a really interesting way. Like I think you and my buddy NetNavi are like possibly like cousins removed, like cousins-in-law. My bad if this is like, I mean, it's not personal, but pretty much NetNavi, I was talking to them the other day, and they were like, yeah, so their brother lives in Oregon, and they were like, yo, like, Jackie, my wife, has a cousin whose cousin watches your Groovy Kaiju streams. And I was like, I only know one guy that's like said they're from Oregon in the chat, and it's you, Sasquatch. So by any chance, do you have like a cousin named Jackie who's married to a guy named Christian? If so, you're cousins-in-law with my really good friend NetNavi. Which is super sick. I know somebody. Oh snap! Well, I know, right? Because I'm like, who else? Like, you know, it's like 10 of us usually in the chat on the what's it called? So I was like, you have to be talking about Sasquatch because I was like the only person I know him. Unless they're like lurking, you know what I mean? That's fine if they're lurking, but yeah. But Miss Nunn, dude, good to see you. Happy New Year, dude. How you doing? What's cooking, mama? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Sasquatch says, I don't think I'm related to him. No. Okay, cool. Well, then there's someone else. There's someone else then that watches the streams that's related. So someone's watching the stream that's like cousins-in-law with NetNavi. But all right, Sasquatch, no worries. My bad if that was like too personal, but even then, like, I was like, oh shit, is like Sasquatch related to like NetNavi's brother's wife? You know what I mean? That's so cool. If it was true, but it's all good. Mr. Udio says, damn, I know, dude. Imagine if we had like the crossover, that'd have been wild. Would have been huge if true. Yeah, dude, for real, Sabudo. But what's it called? Miss Nunn says, WJ, what's cooking, mama? Hungover, but starting this year productive. That's what's up, dude. That's super what's up. Yeah, I was like thinking about that too. I was mentioning earlier. Oh yeah, somebody. I think you might have missed. No, you might have been here. Anyways, pretty much. I mean, dude, the order spread I could do after I get all these setups into the day is crazy. But yeah, speaking of being hungover, Miss Nunn, I have like 60 orders right now, which I'm super thankful for. But the thing I was explaining is that like we've been kind of like crushing on the orders, but then New Year's Eve happened, and I was like, then things slowed down. I was like, okay, cool. We're coming back to reality. No more 40 orders a day. Okay, cool. And New Year's Day, now it's New Year's Day, and everyone was like, I'm hungover. And to fix my hungover, I need a Groovy Kaiju vinyl. You know what I mean? So I'm super thankful. But I was just like, oh shit, this might be the new normal, you know what I mean? At least through January, because things tend to slow down in May, like after tax time every year. But either way, like this might be we might be packing a lot of orders. But Miss Nunn says, yo, wow. Yeah, thank you, dude. I'm super thankful. I'm super thankful. Yeah, and thankfully, too, my girlfriend was like, I'll help you. And I was like, thank God. Please. You know the saying, behind every great man's and a girlfriend helping him pack his orders. Logan, dude, good to see you. I don't know why I randomly said Fortnite. Sometimes you just got to, man. It's all the brain rot, dude. We can't help ourselves. But Miss Nunn says Lamau, yeah, exactly. And oh, Logan, you're having Yamaha HS5s come in? That's sick, dude. Yeah, I have Yamaha HS3s. So you got like the 5-inch speakers. That's so sick, dude. And Sasquatch says, I do have family I haven't seen since 1995 as a kid, though I do have a twin sister cousins that don't talk to me at all or even acknowledge we're related, sadly. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, first, I'm sorry to hear about your family situation. That's a bummer. yeah, I mean, if it means anything, I have a big family, and like there's a lot of family I also like don't get to talk to as much as I would like. There was even one time I had like one of my older brothers on like my dad's side. They actually like ended up having like a job near me, and they're like, dude, like, and he was like a big 49ers fan. I was living in like San Jose at the time, and he was like, dude, we gotta hang out. You know what I mean? He got my number. I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. And then he was like, oh, I'm over here in this area. I'm like, dude, you realize that's like a long drive, right? He's like, no, I'm down. And I was like, dude, it's like a 2-hour drive. And he was like, oh, I just never texted me back. So yeah. So I feel you on that, Sasquatch, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it sounds like yours is a little bit more interesting, but I also have other brothers that like, you know, we don't really talk like that because just differing views or certain things. But Eli says, Nita was born on January 3rd, 1976 in the story I wrote. Okay, cool. I think, I'm sorry, I said Anita. Inta is, I think they're a Capricorn. Yeah, Inta is a Capricorn, if you're curious, in terms of their sun sign. Sasquatch says they went to Ivy League colleges, so I guess I'm not good enough to be family. For some reason, Sasquatch also says, for some reason, some of my family members on my dad's side are just kind of like not the nicest. I mean, it happens, dude. People, you know, they make their own decisions. They build their own personalities. But yeah. But yeah, you know, all we can do is, you know, keep moving forward and live our own best lives. You know what I'm saying? I bet they can't skate. You know what I mean? I bet they don't got a sick ass Sega Saturn, that's for sure. So I think we'll be all right. But Logan says my dad actually oh my god, my dad got me the Yamaha HS5s. He used to have them when he was a music studio in our old house. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. Your dad had a music studio, dude. And what's it called? T-Main says, I love the hot vibe here, bro. You seem like a good ass dude on some wholesome shit. Hey, thank you, T-Man. I appreciate it. And if it means anything, T-Man's like, yo, tell your family to get out of here, Sasquatch. But yeah, you know, we just keep moving forward. We chilling. And Logan says, I spent the New Year's because I peeled off my hangnail and I got infected and I jammed into my grandma's dishwasher and walked into her house. Oh, wow. Logan, I'm sorry to hear, man. Man, everyone, yeah, I'm telling you, 2025 at the very end was just like, you know, just kind of kicked everyone in the nuts or something. But I'm sorry to hear, Logan. But Eli says, I'm not too well versed in zodiac signs, so if you say he's a Capricorn, then he is. Yeah. I mean, I looked it up real quick. And Simply Dale, honestly, fuck him. Simply Dale, fuck it, we ball. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think this is a fuck it, we ball moment. But Eli says, I chose January because it's the month most associated with winter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing about, yeah, winter's cool, dude. I like winter. We ball, baby, teammate. Yeah. But Sasquatch says, I'm just hoping this year is better for my job and getting hours, so I'm not sweating about money. I feel you on that. Yeah, Sasquatch, same here. I mean, so far, if things keep up how they are, I think it helps. If it means anything, Sasquatch, actually, I was just reading earlier, right before you came. I don't know about you, but it rained over by me, like right as New Year's happened. And I guess that's a good omen in most cultures, that like it's going to be a prosperous year because it swept away all like it cleansed all the bad stuff from last year. So yeah, hopefully that was I don't know, at least in Phoenix, Arizona, the sign is things are gonna, what's it called, get figured out. Oh yeah, but Simply Dale, dude, this, I can't even do them all. Like I don't want to like expose anyone's stuff, but like it's thick. We got a thick, it's like as thick as my, how thick are we looking? They've never been this thick before. That's what she said, but yeah. I'm sorry. Like the stack of orders. What's it called? Logan says triple combo. T-Main says we ball, baby. Shout out to Sasquatch. Family stuff's hard. Yeah, for real. Eli says Inta has winter storm powers. Anyway, though, how's Jermaine doing? Oh yeah, Eli, you just barely missed it. Jermaine's doing good. They've been growing new leaves and stuff, so I think they're doing really healthy. I gotta change their water later on today. But yeah, Jermaine's so happy. They're hanging out, having a good old time. Thanks for asking, Eli. I appreciate you wanting to check in on Jermaine. But Suido says, oh damn, that's a lot. I know, yeah, dude. And what's it called? Suido says, nah, you gotta call it when you hear it. Lol, I feel it, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what she said, Lamau. I missed on a random note. Be getting back to doing small stuff for people's anime projects as much, and then this month, and then getting back to my own film and show projects, going to try to apply for a mentorship. Hey, that's cool, Admiston. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I remember you were talking about how you're going to like animation schools and stuff, right? I'm super stoked for you. That's gonna be super sick. So yeah, I think okay, so we got Ryan. This is also a new order, and this also just came in. Oh no, this didn't just also come in. Okay. Got these two. But yeah, and Sasquatch says it's been raining nonstop around here since Christmas. Okay, cool. Well, that, you know what I mean? I guess that lines up with the whole like the rain cleansing everything, all the bad stuff out of 2025, right? So hopefully it's true. Hopefully it's true, because that would be kind of sick. Gotta refresh. And Miss Nunn asking for referrals for a director's class this summer. Oh, that's gonna be super sick. Are you trying to like direct your own like animated like stories, Miss Nunn? Because if so, that'd go pretty hard. That would be pretty sick. And Rosa says it could be as thick as a small book at this rate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be like a really thick zine. I don't know if you're into like zines or like small comics. They sometimes sell at like little like corner shops or like little bookstores. But yeah. Sasquatch says Oregon and Washington have had flooding on the western side because of the nonstop rain. Highway 2 lost the whole road section, I think, and now California's getting hit by that crazy rain now. Yeah, exactly. That's the bummer. They lost the whole road section. That's wild. It's happened a few times in California. I remember once there was like on Reddit even, it went like viral because like one of the California freeways just like completely flooded and someone still tried to drive through it. You know what I mean? So it was like, dude, what are you doing? No, don't do that. And then you can put Mason right there and we're good to go. And Rosa says, oh yeah, those. Yeah, exactly. You have a couple of them. I have a friend that makes them, and like I bought a couple and she like just sent me a couple. They're really cool. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, and Sasquatch says the road to Tillamook, Oregon is now down to one lane for a few miles because the road literally got swept away by the floodwaters, I heard. That's wild. Yeah, it's happened to like out in California a couple times too. It's like rained a lot in the past. It's weird, like Roses was saying earlier, like California, I mean, I used to live out there. I lived there for almost my life. But yeah, it's either like drought or like more rain than we've ever built infrastructure for. You know what I mean? It's never like one or the other. Oh, it's always one or the other, I mean. All right, cool. Let's print all these out. Miss Nunn. Oh yeah, I would love to direct and create some animated works. I did a few workshops and director's classes, so I have a few pitches to set up for the summer. Lamau. That's sick, dude. I'm glad to hear. That's beyond dope. Dude, whenever you like release one, let me know. Or like, you know, if you have like anything to show. Oh, excuse me. If you have any like, you know, ever drop anything, dude, you gotta let me know. I'd be so stoked to check it out. Do you think like, Miss Nunn, do you think they're starting to let more like, I guess if you know, I hope it's not rude to say because I don't know your whole animation history, but I assume you'd be newer to the industry if you're still like, you know, looking for mentorships and stuff. Is like the industry starting to be more open to like fresh blood, for lack of better words? Because like, for example, I found out Powerpuff Girls was made by Craig McCracken was only 19 when they made Powerpuff Girls. Because like, I guess at the time they were like, we need some new IP from like the kids. So they just let like a 19-year-old be like, yo, I think we should make a cartoon about like superhero girls. And they were like, why not? So I'm curious to hear if you'll be the next, you're making the next Powerpuff Girls, dude. But Sasquatch says, watch out during monsoon season in Arizona. The road sometimes looks so drivable. The dips in the road make it so it can be super deep outside of Gilbert, Arizona, near Mesa and Chandler. And it floods. Yeah. Well, I just experienced my first monsoon season out here, Sasquatch. 100% yes. Like, I definitely noticed that. I learned it the hard way. Sasquatch says, the last year I lived in Arizona was 2016. It was the worst flooding in 45 years. That's wild, yeah. Yeah, thankfully nothing super flooded out here, but the last monsoon we had that was wild. It like tore down a bunch of trees and the airport got messed up from all the wind. And yo, Tejo, dude, good to see you. Happy New Year. How you doing, dude? How was your New Year, Tejo? You going to any fun shows? Well, here, let me just figure out which ones I need to sign. I just wanna fall in love, yeah. Let's sign that. And by sign, I mean like read a whole note. So I don't want to write too many notes. I don't want to make this like the write notes and chill stream. You know what I mean? We'll start right here. Tejo said, or I guess Eli says, yeah, man, that's badass. I'm trying to make up my own anime story too. I'm working on a fighting game. It's a lot of work. Yeah, that's sick, Eli. Yeah, you and Miss Nunn, you gotta like collab or something. Tejo says, sick right now. Gotta go sleep. Catch you later. No shows. Okay, dude, catch you around, Tejo. Thanks for stopping by to say hi. And yeah, enjoy sleeping, dude. Enjoy getting some rest. Rosa says, I love that guy's work. It's interesting to hear that when artists start off young over how harsh it's gotten nowadays, but that's how everyone starts too. Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy to me that like, you know, there was a point in time in which like you could be 19 and just like make the Powerpuff Girls. You know what I mean? Now it's like, no, unless you're like, you have 20 years of experience at this thing that there's only been around for 10 years, then we'll let you like make a decision like that. And it's like, what? So like, yeah, it's crazy that that was a thing that could happen in the past. But Helm Vino, dude, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Sup, man? Bought Mosh Tip Zero on vinyl yesterday or so. Haven't heard your music prior, so it should be fun. Dude, I am so stoked to hear that you got it. Thank you so much for grabbing it. And let me see if I can do, I mean, if you want, I'll pack it right now, actually, if you don't mind. Do you know your order number? Or could you share your first name? I might have already shipped it, though. Because if you already have a tracking number, then I already shipped it, Helm Vino. But if you don't, let me know, and I will pack it for you right now live if you're interested in that. So yeah. Teo says sick. I miss none. Thank you so much, man. Yes, we'll let you know when I drop stuff. It's with other classmates and friends. And so it's a little hectic, but I love the process to indulge the madness. Yeah, dude, I feel it. I can only imagine, dude. Yeah, I don't see an order named Helm, so yeah, let me know, Helm Vino, or Helm Vino. But Miss Nunn said, yeah, I love the process to indulge in the madness. Sick. Either way, I'm glad to hear that you're gonna let me know when you drop stuff. And yeah, I know working in like a group like that must be like super hard because everyone's, you know, fresh, like, yo, I got this sick idea. I'm like trying to make the thing I've always wanted to make. So yeah. But Sasquatch says, man, importing video to PS5 so I can edit is glitchy. Yeah. Yeah, how come you're, I mean, yeah. Yeah, importing any kind of media to like a game console usually is like, there's so many hoops. Like I know Nintendo's always like, you gotta format to like exact format or else like we're gonna be mad at you. It's kind of wild. Tejo will do. Yeah, Tejo, say thank you, Tejo. Yeah, I know you gotta go to bed, so I don't want to bug you too much. Sasquatch is talking about Share Factory, insanely good editor. It's free if you own a PS4. It's pre-installed. Okay, sick. Yeah, yeah. I don't have a PS4. I mean, actually, do I have a PS4? I might have a PS4. But that's cool to have a built-in video. That's wild. But Miss Nunn. Oh, Chris and I met Craig McCracken in 2023 as art gallery was the chillest guy. That's so awesome to hear. Yeah, when I watch his interviews of him being like 19, he has like long hair. He's just like, yeah, you know, I made the whoop ass girls. Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. That's sick, dude. And Eli's like, yo, you met Craig McCracken. That guy's a hero. I love Wander Over Yonder and Kid Cosplay. That's super sick, yeah. Craig McCracken's kind of goated, dude. Kind of goated. I'm gonna write this message to Travis real quick. Super appreciate Well, here, actually, you know what? In fact, I'll just, because I have to write so many notes right now. Let me sit down at the little table so y'all can actually see me write these notes. I still got to tell y'all my favorite rap lyrics, though. Hey, that's sick. Eli, you started the Wander Over Yonder train. Roses was like, Kid Cosmic and Wander Over Yonder mentioned, I love those shows. Simply Adele says, I took everything I Wander Over Yonder to heart. One of the best shows, IMO. I actually haven't seen it. So future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look into Wander Over Yonder and Kid Cosmic. Eli recommended, but everyone says it's goated. So I gotta check it out. I gotta see what I'm missing. Oh my God, I almost fell. All right, cool. We're gonna write these notes together. Let's look at these rap lyrics. Ugh. And the Miss Nun says, yeah, we met Craig. yeah. We met Craig and Lauren Faster in the gallery. They're married, right? And we got stuff signed, and they had the most of the visual development stuff they saved from Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers on display. So surreal to everything. I bet, dude. I would have been like, yo, what? And then Miss Nun also says, Kid Cosmic and Wander Over Yonder. Oh my God, dude, I'm missing out. Hope you love all the vinyl CD. T-Main, we exchanging anime, or what are we doing right now? Oh, I mean, we're just hanging out, dude. We just hang out. I mean, you can exchange some anime if you want to share your anime takes and stuff. But mostly I was writing a note to Travis. Pretty much what I do, T-Main, is I just pack orders and stuff while we all hang out, tell stories. But we can't exchange anime. I just finished writing that one note to Travis. But I did want to share my favorite rap. Do you have any favorite rap lyrics, dude? That's kind of what I wanted to share. I really like I don't know. I get this guy's reels all the time, but the Adam Killer, the how you afraid of the grind? Because I really do meet people that be afraid to grind. Like, I don't know why. Like, sometimes I like tell someone, it's like, hey, you just gotta, like, what's it called? You just gotta work on this, and they're like, oh, well, actually, never mind. And I'm like, what do you mean? How are you afraid of the grind? You know what I mean? Like, literally, the song said. I'm like, people really are afraid of the grind. But Sasquatch says, sometimes I randomly hear Paul Wall and Slim Thug from back in the day. My head spitting sideways as a jam. Yeah, Paul Wall, dude. Shouts out to Paul Wall, dude. And T-Main says, okay, but I know what the Yonder stuff was. Yeah, it's I guess a cartoon that Craig McCracken, the creator of the Powerpuff Girls, made. And everyone was like, yo, this shit is so sick. So yeah. And Skyer says, I think most of my favorite rap lyrics come from A$AP Rock. A$AP Rock, they're a spiritual lyrical miracle rapper. They be spitting. A$AP Rock is hella sick, Skyer. I agree. T-Main says, my favorite rap lyric, keep your phases on stun. Oh, what was he say? What was the Doomsday after that? But yeah, it's phasers from King Ghidorah. Take Me to Your Leader. My favorite lyric from Take Me to Your Leader, I was going to bring it up. My favorite lyric from Take Me to Your Leader is Lockjaw. When the one guy, I think what was that name? Trunks. Their name was Trunks the rapper. But he says, I drink a whole keg of Listerine and spit the freshest rhymes you'll hear in centuries. Because, like, Listerine, the mouthwash, and then spit the freshest rhymes for your suspension. It's so silly, dude. It's so silly, but it's like such a bar. Spit the freshest rhymes you'll hear for centuries. It's comedy. But Sasquatch says Paul Wall's still doing music, so is Slim Thug, and they put out a few songs last year. Yeah, definitely. No, I hear them once they come out. I think I follow Paul Wall on Spotify. Oh, yeah. And Subido says that's sick, actually. Yeah, and T-Main also knows about the King of Listerine. What do I want to say after that? Another one I had was speaking of Mac Miller, another one is when he says, I'm the greatest rapper of all time. Dial on, dial on, dial on, dial on. I mean, I used to be a really big Dave Chappelle fan, but you know, what's that one song? It's like, trans people are my friends. You can catch these hands or something. So I don't know, I didn't like his take on stuff like that. But there's like an old like Dave Chappelle show skit where he's like, I spit the night. Like he's like pretty much purposely a bad rapper. And he's like, and they ask him, who are your top 5 rappers of all time? And he's like, and his name is Dylan, but he goes by Dylon. So he's like, number 1, Dylon. Number 2, Dylon. Number 3, Dylon, 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 Dylon. Because I spit the freshest rhymes. You know what I mean? He's like it's just making fun of like the ego a lot of rappers have. So the fact that Mac Miller was like, I'm the greatest rapper of all time behind Dylon, Dylon, Dylon is hilarious. Sasquatch says A$AP Rocky has some crazy bars too. You got any favorite A$AP Rocky bars? Because A$AP Rocky does, they also got some bars, dude. I like A$AP Rocky. The vinyl and check the oh yeah, Skyer. So Skyer says life's not a bitch, it's a beautiful woman. You only call her a bitch because she won't let you get that. Yeah. A$AP Rock. Yeah, A$AP Rock be spitting like meaningful stuff, man. I like how like well thought out and like real life A$AP Rock be spitting. Check the CD for some extra thank you stickers. Sasquatch says, I really like the song Praise the Lord he did with Skepta. Sick. Yeah, I think I've heard it, but future me, go listen to Praise the Lord by A$AP Rocky again, just in case. When you rewatch the VOD. Praise the Lord, A$AP Rocky with Skepta. And Skyer says Shakespearean almost. Yeah, for real. A lot of like, I don't know, I know some like universities and stuff will like treat a lot of like rap songs as like actual like, what is it, like literary works. But like there's literally like not enough focus on how good like some of the writing is happening in like a lot of like hip hop music from people like, especially like people like A$AP Rock. But what's another one of my favorites? Oh, Tyler the Creator, when he dropped Chromacopia and he dropped not Lumberjack. It was we don't wanna go to war with the soldier. We don't wanna. What was that song? I remember it started with an L. Yo, Shrimp Buffet, dude, how you been, man? It's good to see you. It's been a while. How you doing, dog? You telling me a shrimp made that buffet? Bro, how you doing, Shrimp Buffet? What's that song off of Chromacopia, dude? Oh, no, I'm scared to look it up because I don't want to play it on accident. Tyler the Creator would take down the stream so fast. Oh, thought I was dead. It started with an L. Oh my god. You thought I was dead. But yeah, what's it called? But my favorite line from him in that is what's it called? Where he says, they want to take what I got, but they don't got what it takes. Bars, dude. I don't know. I feel like I really resonated with that. 'Cause, back when I was doing a lot of my show stuff in LA, there was a lot of people that like oftentimes would like ask to like play it, or like, I don't know. It wasn't everyone, but there were definitely some people that like, I remember like someone literally emailed like the owner of the venue, let me know that someone emailed them literally with the same idea of the show that I was already doing, and telling them like, hey, can you give us their slot at your venue? And the guy was like, no, like they sell it out why would we do that? You know what I mean? So it was like literally, I never met the guy, but like there was like little things like that, and there's other people like trying to like do other shows similar to mine, but and not to like, you know, flex too hard or be rude, but like you know, I really built like a good audience, people that really enjoyed a good time at the show, and I really put in the work to like so people can come and enjoy and have a good time. You know what I mean? So just when I heard that line, it was like the whole like, people want to take what I got, but they don't got what it takes. It was very much like a thank you. You know what I mean? And not that I think I'm better than anyone or anything like that, but it was just like, it was just what happened. It was actually what happened. People tried to take what I had, but they didn't have what it takes. But yeah, anyways, so that Tyler the Creator line I like a lot, because I'm like, I feel like Tyler the Creator happens to them all the time too. Or except him like 10 times more because he's Tyler the Creator. But yeah. But as Sasquatch says, Rocky is in need, or ASAP Rocky is in need for Creed Unbound, but they downplay it. Oh my God, ASAP Rocky was in Need for Speed Unbound, but they downplayed it because he was fighting a case and they acted like he was guilty until proven innocent. He's still in the game, but he's supposed to be in it way more. Oh, that's a bummer, yeah. Yeah, I think I know what case you're talking about. But yeah, he beat the case too, so like, or he was found not guilty. So like, yeah, it was just them being like overly like, oh. But Triple Face says, hey, yeah, hi, yeah, it's been a second. Holiday business ate me, but I'm doing really good. Happy New Year's, by the way. Dude, Happy New Year, Shrimp Buffet. I hope, you know what I mean? I feel you on the holiday grind, because I was grinding during the holidays. I don't know if you're in like the Kaiju Club, but the Yam Jams tape I put out, or Yam Jams 2, dude, that, man, I had to grind to get that out. I really felt like I was hand making a gift for a friend. Like I was grinding to put that stuff together. So yeah. And Happy New Year's, dude. Happy 2026. But Sasquatch says, you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? That's a meme. Yeah, exactly. That's the meme I was trying to reference. Sasquatch. I'm glad you also know it. And Groovy Kaiju, do you smoke weed? Dude, actually, no, I don't. Surprisingly, I know I got the hair for it. I got the look for it. I have like 99% of my friends do. A lot of people in my family do, even. Like a lot of people in my family. But yeah, it just never interested me. I have nothing against it. I think it's cool. I like if like, I don't know, if like Weed Maps was like, bro, we need you to pull up to play a Groovy Kaiju set, I'd be so down. In fact, I almost, funnily enough, that was actually one of the places I applied. I don't know if I ever applied. I almost did. But that was one of the places I was planning on applying to work as an engineer back when I was still doing tech stuff. I was like, I'd be down to work for Weed Maps. So yeah. But T-Main, Happy New Year's, Kaiju family. Yeah, dude, Happy New Year's, T-Main, dude. But and Simply Dale with the handshake. Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad you feel me on that. I'm glad. I appreciate the acceptance. And T-Man, damn, bro, stone cold sober. Respect it. I'm fried right now. I respect that, dude. That's sick. I'm fried right now. Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear this is like the perfect thing to be fried to, man. Shrimp Buffet redeemed stretch. I got you. Shrimp Buffet, dude. Ugh. Let me stand up. Sasquatch says, in Oregon, weed is legal. It's just expensive. I'm not really a weed guy. I stay sober because I'm always busy to have somewhere to drive. I feel you on that, Sasquatch. Yeah, I'm kind of a similar boat. Because that's one thing even as a kid, I was like, I have a feeling that if I were to ever start, I'd spend a lot of money on it. And I was like, I don't got money. You know what I mean? So yeah. T-Man, we gotta make this guy famous. I mean, you know, maybe one day, who knows? Not that I don't know if I want to be famous, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to vibe. I'm just trying to vibe and put good art out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I appreciate you wanting to see me succeed, T-Man. That means a lot, for real. Like, for real. Thank you, T-Man. Oh, and Rose, I hydrated for you, but I'll hydrate again, because I forgot to announce it. Eli says, I hate when an artist is found in some controversy and their art becomes vilified. I'm in the firm belief you should separate the art from the artist. I feel that, Eli. Yeah, I feel like it's like I'm kind of on the boat of like Sasquatch, where it's very much like innocent until proven guilty type of deal. But I'm actually not an artist, separate the art from the artist kind of guy, because I feel like, I don't know, as an artist myself, maybe other artists can do it different, but as me as an artist, so much of the art that I make comes from my own lived experience and my own like views on the world and stuff like that. Like, I feel like so much of everything I'm making is me, and I don't think I could separate. As an artist myself, I wouldn't want people to separate that from me. Even if I did want that, like, I'd be lying if I was like, no, it was like an idea. You know what I mean? Because it comes from like such a deep, vulnerable place all the time. So yeah. Teammate says, get you a friend with weed. You know what they say? A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Lyrical, miracle, spiritual bars. So yeah. And I guess while we're on the topic, Rosa says, I can't separate art from the artist if it's that bad, but I respect people who do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's up to everyone. Yeah, I mean, some people can, some people can't. I think it depends on the person. But yeah, Eli, I think you're super valid, Eli. But no, I was just, I guess, sharing my opinion too. That's cool. So yeah. Shrimp Buffet says, I just don't like smoking anyway, but I wouldn't mind doing an edible. I just don't want to do it alone. I ain't got people to be high with. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, I feel that, because I feel like if I was high alone, I'd also be like, oh, this is, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. So yeah. Sasquatch says, I did try that CBD hemp iced tea a few years ago because I couldn't sleep. It eventually stopped working for me. I feel that, yeah. Oh,
new merch order from Nicholas.
I can't see how much, but I appreciate you, Nicholas. It's slightly too far away. But yeah, Shrimp Buffet, I feel you on, what's it called? What's funny, the reason why I'm like kind of stuck on this is I think I had a friend, I might be lying, or I might be misremembering, but I think I had a friend who used to smoke a lot, and when they stopped, they were like, damn, it's so much harder to make friends. You know what I mean? So there is like a weird, like, smoking friend thing going on. But at the same time, I feel like it would be kind of like, you have the opposite problem, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. But back to Sasquatch, what they were saying, eventually stop working for you. Yeah, because I think it's like a tolerance thing. You know what I mean? I remember I had friends that would go on tolerance breaks so they could like get hit way harder by whatever they were doing. I got it right. Enjoy the exclusives. Thank you, stickers. Yeah, someone named Casey just joined the Monster Kingdom, so I'm like writing a note to be like, thank you so much. I gotta give him some Monster Kingdom stickers. But Skyer says, I believe in doing so in most cases, as long as it's, yeah, so Skyr's talking about separating the art from the artist. In most cases, as long as it's not like an album like Kanye dropped recently where they literally can't be separated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like if the content of the art, yeah, I see what you're saying, Skyer. Yeah, because sometimes, yeah, if the content of the art itself kind of was like on some interesting takes, then it's like, at that point you really can't. But, you know, I think what Eli's probably more referring to is like, you know, past works and stuff like that. Like before their brain changed, or their views changed, I mean. Skyer says, or if the music art is bad. Stares intensely at Chris Brown, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, Chris Brown hasn't made a good song in a while. Not that I haven't listened to Chris Brown in a while, but yeah, that's the thing. But still. And real quick, just because they popped in real quick, Not Bajan. Been seeing ads for Mafia Zero all over a while, looking at my signed copy I got like a couple years ago. Big ups from Philly, dude. Bigs up from Philly, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, Not Bajan. I appreciate you, dude. That's sick you're in Philly. I want to go out to Philly so bad. I've still haven't been to Philly. I want a Philly cheesesteak. I got hella friends out in Philly. I got like family out in Philly, technically. And yeah. But dude, thanks again for grabbing Mafia Zero and looking at it as you see it scroll by and stuff. I appreciate you, dog. T-Main, eat the edible now. We will babysit you, lol. Reply to Shrimp Buffet. That's comedy. But Eli says, I agree, of course, on separating art from, or not separating art from artists. I'm an artist too, and all my art comes from me and my lived experience. What I'm saying is that art shouldn't be judged by the character of the artist. It should be judged on merit. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's what Sky was saying too, is that like, you know, they also separate the art from the artist, but like if the art itself, you know, judge the art by its merit, like you were saying. Yeah, I think, you know, we out here chilling. Hey, Not Bajan says, shout out for you pronouncing my name right. Hey, I'm glad to hear it, dude. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Eli, I feel you on judging art by its merit. Yeah. T-Main, hey. Sasquatch says, recording PlayStation 3 gameplay of Fallout 2. Currently, it's a car combat game where the story involves a rogue AI making AI cars that have guns. Oh, that's pretty sick. And Sega never made a sequel after 2, even though people want one no Fallout game since 2008. Want one no, yeah. That's dope, dude. That's cool that you know all like these like deep cut what's it called? Game Sasquatch. Yeah, I feel like you always drop in like the retro game gems, dude. That's super sick. Yeah, cause I remember like about a couple years ago, especially in like college, I used to spend like a lot of time just looking for like what retro games have I missed playing, and did you know about them? Oh. Eli says, what I'm saying is that you can't judge the quality of art the same way you judge the quality of character of the type of person. Good people can make bad art, and the inverse is also true. I see what you're saying, Eli. Yeah, actually, I like that you said good people can make bad art. Because I've actually never stopped to think about that. I'll have to think about that. Actually, if you don't mind, Eli, again, no, just because I'm curious. When you say good people can make bad art, what do you think deems bad art? Like, is it like in terms of like, oh, this art just isn't good? Like in terms of like, I just don't enjoy this? Or bad art in terms of like, the art itself is like over like a dark topic, or the art itself describes like a very like, you know, morally wrong topic. You know what I mean? What do you think? But Shrimp Buffet says, by the way, my Philly trip was awesome. I had a great time exploring the city, even though in the day I was so tired I collapsed on the couch and couldn't get up for a couple minutes. Lol, dude, I'm glad to hear Philly trip went well. Shrimp Buffet. Did you find any shrimp buffets in Philly? Philly's not that, well, I guess it's close. It's pretty close to the water. I'm sure they can get some shrimp out there, you know what I mean? I'm glad to hear you had a good time. You got to explore the city. That's super sick. Super Hideo says, genuinely as a resident, that makes me happy to hear. Dude, I'm so glad, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, Super Hideo, because like living in Long Beach, I mean, it's different, but like back in Long Beach, people would say like, oh, I visited Long Beach, it was so cool. I'm like, hell yeah, because we the best. You know what I mean? So it's always like happy to hear people have a good time in your city. We the best. But where are the rap lyrics? Well, if Eli has the time to explain on good people making bad art. I already said the Lockshot with Doom 1. Oh yeah, so there's a song. I really got to figure out a way to like play music on here or something. But Get On Up by their name. So there's a song called Get On Up by Naadi, Naadi. What's interesting is I found them through Instagram and this song through Instagram, but the rest of the music they've been releasing is more like trap rap. But this song is more boom bappy. But the sample is Love Is Really Gone by Makoto Matsushita. You know Matsushita, the city pop artist. But you know the song, Your Love Is Really Gone, Your Love Is Really Gone. Yeah, that city pop artist. Anyways, it's the craziest flip of that, and it's so good. But in the song, he has a bar that says, "Bam bam all night like I'm Barney Rubble, baby." And I don't know why, but I love Flintstones bars. I don't know why, but anytime a rap song references the Flintstones, I'm not even a Flintstones fan. Whenever it's like, you know, moving weight with my feet like I was in the Flintstones or something like that, I'm always like, yo, because they use their feet to drive the cars, yo. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but Flintstones bars are like, dude, they're spitting. But yeah. But Shrimp Buffet says, nah, my partner's dad made me some shrimp ramen. He owns a restaurant. That's pretty cool. That's super sick. I mean, that technically kind of does kind of like a shrimp buffet. I mean, a buffet is a buffet, but you know, you got some shrimp. That's cool. They own a restaurant. It's like a Japanese restaurant. They're making ramen. That's cool though, shrimp. That's dope. So Eli says, bad art is the result of a failure within the fundamentals that make up a piece of art, causing the art to become unappealing. For example, a bad drawing might have bad anatomy and perspective, etc., etc. I feel that. So this is Eli. This is coming from a place of intellectual debate. If that makes sense. Like I respect everything you're saying, and like I truly mean that. I'm not going to say anything bad, but I just want to preface that by saying I love the exploration of like what makes art versus good or bad, and that's why I'm like, ooh, you want to talk about what makes art good or bad? I love that. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, there's a lot of art that I like that I know objectively is bad, like just terrible. Like, have you heard Rock and Roll McDonald's, dude? By what's it called? Rock and Roll McDonald's. Like, if my girlfriend hates when I play that song, but I genuinely love it. By Wesley Willis. They have a song called Rock and Roll McDonald's. I mean, it has 7 million streams, so is it really bad? But that's the thing, is that like, it really, yo, Skyers, you got me, dude. I was just about to mention Rock and Roll McDonald's somehow. Yeah, because it like literally doesn't match any fundamentals of what makes music good. Like the drum beat is like way out of beat. It has like an offbeat key change. Like the key changes was wrong. But to me, the song means so much because it's really just a dude. I think, not to, if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. But I watched like a video essay about this. I'm pretty sure the dude had like a mental thing going on, like a legitimate like diagnosed mental thing going on. And it's just them rambling about like kind of like regurgitating some of the bad things they hear about McDonald's food. But I love the juxtaposition of like how bad the art is, them just rambling stuff that they've heard and putting that all together it makes a really beautiful piece about like kind of like the idiocracy of like corporations. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I love bad art. Like, I mean, of course, like not all bad art, but like I feel like even like bad art, I'm sometimes like I can see the vision, and sometimes like art, like the guy wasn't thinking that deep about corporations and McDonald's when he made it, but the art itself is bad, and I love it because of that. You know what I mean? I don't know, but Sky knows what I'm talking about, at least, of like Rock and Roll McDonald's. Yeah, dude, I'll bump. There's been a few times I drove around Long Beach. windows down, blasting rock and roll McDonald's, dude. So yeah. But T-Main, examples of bad art would be banana on the canvas. Or we talk specifically music. Oh, see, that's also another one too. Like T-Main makes a good point. Like some people would consider the banana just taped to a canvas being really bad. So yeah. I feel you on that too. Yeah, I feel like modern art, sometimes I feel like you really need to like, it's one of those like, it's kind of like an inside joke sometimes, you know what I mean? Or like, I remember like there was once an art piece that was just like a color blue, but what people didn't realize is that it was like the first time anyone had ever been able to make that specific shade of blue. And that's why it was like a beautiful piece of art, because someone like discovered how to finally make that exact shade that's never been made before. But like as an outsider, you were like, huh? So I feel like a lot of modern art sometimes is like an inside joke. So I would assume the same with the banana on the canvas. And that's where it comes into like, maybe it's just not for us sometimes, you know what I mean? But Rosa says, I shamelessly like objectively bad stuff, so I get it. Yep, Rosa gets me on like loving what's it called? Bad stuff. And T-Main, it's just them laundering money real quick. You are correct though, T-Main. Because like 100% is laundering money. Number one. But if I talk to my buddies that like actually go to museums all the time, they're like, no, actually, you know what I mean? It's laundering money and this. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those like, it's not either or, it's like a both. You know what I mean? So yeah. But Skyer says, yeah, it's called outsider music. It's literally defined as people with no educational real practice, if I recall correctly. Okay, cool. Sky, yeah. Yeah, if you have a chance, Eli, or I guess everyone really, but look up Rockin' Mo McDonald's. It's on genuinely one of my, favorite songs. I hate favorite's a strong word. But once a month, I'm like, yo, rock and roll McDonald's? Hell yeah, dude. I'm so dead serious. But Eli says, art focusing on dark subjects is not bad art on paper, but these dark themes need to be used effectively and handled with respect and come from a place of a genuine place. Yeah, exactly, Eli. I agree. I 100% agree. I feel like if you're writing like a dark piece, 9 times out of 10, it's someone who, hopefully it's someone who's like been close to or experienced it themselves enough to treat it with respect, or they're just a respectful person and they can like interview people who've gone through it to like really understand their feelings and like try to put that into art. You know what I mean? Like all like horror stuff, like, all the stuff in horror and stuff, like, they always treat it with respect. They don't show like anything like just obscene just to be obscene. They like do it out of respect and like to find the feeling of fear and stuff. And I'm someone who's doing like horror movies, so like, you know what I mean? So I agree. A big part of like, bad art on dark subjects it's coming from the place of respect, which I guess is kind of why, let me see what you said next. Eli says, but art isn't to be enjoyed in a vacuum, so objectively doesn't decide if art is likable. The way we interact with art and what it means to us is true worth of a piece. Exactly, yeah. The way we interact with the art and what it means to us, yeah, I agree, 100%. But I guess it kind of like puts us back to like the original subject, because what you said about like respecting the art that you're making as the artist, that's where it's like kind of like a, ooh, you know what I mean? Like I agree with you 100%. But it's also to the point where you said the way we interact with art, what it means to us is what's the true worth of the piece. It's kind of like funny because for me, and maybe it's a me problem, but when I find out like an artist isn't that respectable of a person, it kind of muddies my like view of them respecting the art itself. Therefore, or respecting the art and the viewer of the art. So then it like it becomes hard for me to be like, oh yeah, like the art can no longer mean the same thing to me anymore. You know what I mean? And to your point though, the true value is that like last node in the connection. So like the art, the artist, the art, and the person doing the art, it's like when I find out the artist isn't the most respectful person that made this art, the connection here, and it's a me problem. My side of the problem, so it's getting a little funny. But everything leading up to it is still the same. But you know what I mean? If we can agree that the true value in the art is this last jump in the node, then as the receiver, I get a little goofy. But it doesn't mean that the art's any different. It doesn't mean that the artist, technically in this argument, like the artists, whatever, they're way over here. You know what I'm trying to say? I hope it makes sense. I would need like a diagram. I need like an MS Paint to explain what I'm trying to say. But yeah. I think we agree on the same thing, but just like the only thing is like as viewers, does it change your opinion of the art? This piece in the middle, if you know the thing, and it's up to the person to decide that. Because at the end of the day, it's you're very much part of this last linking node of the art and the viewer. You know what I mean? This connection right here is like, yeah. I mean, you can't see my Sharpie, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I hope it makes sense. It makes sense in my brain. I would need MS Paint. And Rosa says, at the end, you know what I mean? But Rosa says, at the end of the day, it's all your own opinions and own matters. I think we're all kind of agreeing. Like, at the end of the day, it's like that node at the very end, that last chain link is really up to you. So yeah. So Skyer says, bad art to me is art that's trying to express something, but does it in a way that's contradictory or confused, not on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that, Skyer. I feel like that's where most people mess up in making art, is that they just don't quite know what they need to do yet. Like to your point, the confusion. I think I've grown to a point where, like, for example, someone showed me their beat the other day, like maybe like a couple months ago. And the beat, I mean, to put a, I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but the beat wasn't good, in air quotes. The air quotes is context is important, but I could hear what they wanted to do. They were just, to your point, confused. So I was like, yo, you're a really good artist. It's just you don't know how to quite use your tools yet. You don't know how to like put, like, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of see what they were going for. And I'm like, dude, if you could land the plane, you would be wild. But you just gotta learn how to land the plane. You know what I mean? Because they were like, I don't know what this lever does in the plane. But like, once you learn how to land the plane, dude, like you're gonna be crushing. So yeah. Admits none. I imagine it could also apply to video games. I mean, I love Spider-Man on the PS2. I'm sure there are good and bad people who made it. It's a bad game functionality, but I love it. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there are good and bad people who make. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of good and bad people. Yeah. It's a bad game functionality, but I love it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, video games are art. I'm very pro video games are art. So I think, to your point, admits none. Like I think video games is a great like summation of all this, because like that art is made by like across a team of people. And of course, it's, yeah, to your point, good and bad people. But if I found out, oh, the guy who like did QA for Spider-Man on the PlayStation actually is a horrible person, then I guess maybe that's where I draw my line. Is I'm like, if the QA guy was, I mean, you. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I feel you'd miss none. But Shrimp Buffet, Eli, you spitting? Shrimp Buffet says, took the words right out of their mouth. Roses agreed. It's a nice topic to discuss. I'm glad, Roses. And Shrimp Buffet, all aspects of art are interconnected to a final piece. That's what's beautiful about it. Okay, sick. Yeah, exactly. I think it's like a chain link almost, where like there's the different chains and the link and stuff. So yeah. And T-Main, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I feel that. And T-Main says, do you use Quality to produce the phone app? I use FL Studio on my computer. I've been using FL since I was like 14, and I'm like 30 now. 30. So I've been using it for like 16 years. But I've just, it's one of those things, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It is what it is, you know what I mean? And I hope you love the Eli says reality is perspective and art is transformed by the mind of the consumer. In terms of the story, headcanons are made and people gravitate towards different parts of the art, for good and for bad. Yeah, no, I agree. So I guess I agree with you, Eli, in that's my thing, is I guess when I find out, for example, an artist did something that I don't necessarily appreciate, that's when I'm like, it transformed my mind as the consumer. So yes, and then I gravitate to other art that my mind is more happy to consume. So yeah, so I agree. It's a me problem. Yeah. But yo, Korean dude, W. How you doing? Good to see you, dog. T-Main says W's in the chat. 90s baby. W. Shrimp Buffet. W Eli. Hell yeah. Yeah, thanks for discussing this with me, Eli. I appreciate it. I love talking to people like this, low key. Yeah, a big reason why I love talking about this is because like I feel like both of us as artists, it like helps us better understand like what we're even doing. So much of this is like kind of just like a wild, intangible thing that we're just kind of like, I mean, I put my feelings on a page and I'm like, well, see how it goes. You know what I mean? So it's just cool to like explore what even art is. You know what I mean? I feel like I gain like experience points every time I talk about stuff like this. So thank you. For lack of better words. But yeah. In the meantime, what's some more what's it called? Oh, another song. Do y'all like John Wayne, the rapper? That's another rapper I want to talk about. Like I'm a mutual friend, or I have a friend of him. But there's a whole bunch of bars. I'm about to just like go wild. I actually have a story about John Wayne too. Well, not Navi does, but John Wayne has a song called 30,000, and like every line is a bar. It's kind of crazy. But first he says, this kid spit this shit like a high fiber diet. And I was like, bars. Because it's kind of gross, but bars. And then he said, in the same song, he says, I got a Zangief grip upon the game. And if you aren't familiar, Zangief is the wrestler guy from Street Fighter, and like his whole fighting styles that he like, you know, grapples. He's like supposed to be like a Russian wrestler. So to have a Zangief grip upon like the game, and speaking in like the rap industry, or like the rap as an art form, is like, damn, dude, that's a pretty strong grip. Zangief, dude, he's like one of the main strong characters of Street Fighter, dude. That's crazy. And Roses, I think you would like this. He has another bar that says, anyone in earshot of like their music, their neck is like a tuba. And you know, like the scene in SpongeBob where Patrick gets his neck stuck, and the icon, is it a tuba? Yeah, it is a tuba, and his like neck gets stuck in, or is it like a trumpet? But his neck gets stuck and it's like reaching way out. So he's trying to say like, anyone who hears my music, their neck is like, oh, what's that? But it's like a tuba. Yeah. And then after that, he says, another bar, and from the same song, it's like a 2-minute song. He says, I dropped a ton like Wile E. Coyote on birds, which is like, you know, from Looney Tunes, Wile E. Coyote, so he's trying to drop stuff on the Roadrunner, which is like bars. And then he ends the song, or one of his last lyrics is, I'm gonna keep it 30,000 like my HP. Boss battle flow, I'm a legend for eternity. And I was like, dude, 30,000 HP? Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, I don't know. One of my favorite rap songs of all time. Shrimp Buffet, love me some video game references. I know, right? I feel like they always go crazy. Like, I know it's like really nerdy, and I'm sure, I don't know. Like, it's really nerdy, but every time I hear one, I'm like, and it's done well, I'm like, oh, dang, dude. Like, that's crazy. I'm trying to think of another one. But we gotta stop saying, play me like Atari. I've heard so many play me like Ataris in my life. I think we gotta ban that lyric. There's too many songs that say play me like Atari. Because who even plays Atari? I mean, like, who was talking about? William was talking about Atari the other day. He came to chat. But like, no one born, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like all of us in this chat probably haven't like grown up with Atari. You know what I mean? And like the thing is, I'll be honest, it was in an area. The last time I heard it was an Ariana Grande song. I'm like, Ariana Grande, I know for a fact you're not playing Atari. We are about the same age. You did not grow up with Atari. I barely grew up with Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? But Eli says, there's this one series made by one passionate artist who has worked towards this ambitious world and story, but the guy has also done bad things. I don't like him as a guy, but I like him as an artist. I'm inspired by his dedication to his vision. Even if there's a whole list of bad things he does, he never tries to fix his reputation. I feel that, yeah. I mean, yeah, again, it goes back to like, if you're cool with that, go for it, yeah. Because I mean, making art's hard, dude. You know what I mean? So you can respect that, you can respect someone's dedication for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, you chilling, Eli. We chilling. Yeah, I guess like I don't know. I hope you get the point I was saying earlier, where like the last chain link really is up to you, like you were saying. So yeah, man, if you like that, go for it, dog. Go sick. Rosa says, I do know the neck like a tuba reference. That's awesome. I know, right? And I mean, since you mentioned Roseboro earlier, this rapper's from La Habra, which is like also like in the same area of Pasadena. Like it's not same area as the Pasadena Rose Bowl, but it's like, you know what I mean? La Habra. Over by like, kind of like by Norwalk, Whittier and all that. So I was like, yo, I don't know. But Skyer says, why are there so many shit bars in rap? What is it with the fecal fascination of rappers? I think, every once in a while, there is a lot, actually, now I think about it. Because like J. Cole has a pretty bad one. There's this one. And Ice Spice was like, I'm going to become the poopy rapper. Yeah, I think for some reason. But yeah. Days she's going through. Yeah, I don't know what it is about rappers always trying to talk about poop. I don't know. Because I think, you know, maybe it's because like, you know, art's like a very like vulnerable thing. And it's probably like the most vulnerable thing that we do all the time, every day. It's like go to the bathroom. So like maybe there's like some weird overlap of like, I'm a vulnerable person. I rap about my feelings. So let me just rap about this vulnerable thing that I do every day. I mean, I don't know. That's my theory. Off the dome theory. This is the last note I gotta write. But Rosa says I forget it exists. Yep. But what'd you forget? I'm sorry. I was writing so many notes. My bad. But Eli says I probably would have dropped the story if I didn't grow up with it, and it didn't inspire me to become an artist myself. But in his objectively flawed art made by this flawed person, I find nuance. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, you can find nuance if you want. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with finding some nuance. A lot of things are nuanced. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah, especially if it like inspired you, like, you know what I mean? Like I've been inspired by stuff that I like, you know, I later on was like, oh, maybe you know what I mean? Like low key, one of my, oh shit. Well, I guess I already said it, but no, I'll just say it. Low key, one of my biggest inspirations, actually, I found out, did something to a personal friend of mine that I was like, dang, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And honestly, they kind of like changed my tune about it. Like, and it's kind of like sad because it's like, I don't know. To me, it was like a stab in the heart. You know what I mean? But like, we just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, like you were saying, it's like up to each person. And I respect the fact that you can find the nuance. That's super sick. Because I do think there isn't enough nuance. Like, people don't give enough nuance to the world. So yeah. And Rosa says the Atari. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, who? Yeah, I forget all the time that the Atari exists. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing that people cared about. You know what I mean? Because in my brain, it's like NES, and then, you know, gaming actually started with NES, but that's like not true at all. But yeah. And Eli says, and whenever I see the discussion of this piece of media, I'm always in the comments defending the art from this consumption and trying to educate people on it. Oh, Eli, so it's like a personal thing for you. Okay, I feel that. Yeah. All right, well, yeah, man, you know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? I'm sorry to hear that so many people are like just constantly talking bad about the art that means a lot to you. I'm sure that's not fun. But I mean, if I may, Eli, like you were saying earlier, if it helps, like whenever you see someone not have a good view of it, man, like you were saying, like it's up to them to like view the art as how they see fit. Because like that's, you know, I mean, if I understood you correctly, but you were like, yeah, like it's up to the person to like enjoy the art the way they want to and stuff like that. If you see someone talking bad about it, well, just let them not enjoy it because it's not for them. There's a really good video by a guy named Seth Godin, and he talks about that, where he's like, if you were an artist, like, do you think, I mean, who's a good who's a good author? Like, for example, do you think like the guy who made Game of Thrones should go on like Amazon Prime and find all the 1-star reviews and read all the 1-star reviews for Game of Thrones? It's like, no, because everyone who's in the 1-star reviews, that's like, I hate the Game of Thrones because X, Y, and Z. If you were to just read the bad comments, he wouldn't actually get any better at Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Because the 1-star comments are probably things like, I wish I had robots. And it's like, well, then you're watching the wrong thing, man. So like, Eli, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, if people making bad comments about the art that you like, and like whether or not, you know, you're conflicted because, you know, what they're saying may be true or not true or whatever, at the end of the day, it's like, it's just not for them. And like when they say stuff like that, they're just really just saying like, this isn't for me because X, Y, and Z. And if you still like it, man, just like it. It's all good. You know what I mean? You don't gotta like, yeah, like it's more their problem. They're chain link in the art perception that like they gotta work on themselves if they want to be open to something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling. I hope that helps, Eli. I genuinely am trying to help you. You know what I mean? Help you with this. And it's like T-Man said, T-Man gets me. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. In my Hurricane Chris voice. Yeah. But I got you on the Hydrate Roses. And Skyer says, I think the Atari reference is meant to be more towards the Atari joystick specifically, which it can be linked to, well, you know. No, that's true, Skyer. Yeah, because you don't want to say joystick. It's too on the nose. Like Lady Gaga said, disco stick. So I see where you're coming from, dude. Also, I'm kind of mad because of all like the holiday shipping stuff. I ordered like vinyl mailers and I low-key ran out, and I'm disgustingly mad about it. So I'm gonna see how I can like manage together a bunch of boxes to like ship out all this vinyl without the mailers, because it just for real said like it's delayed till today, and it just never came today. In fact, let me double check. Maybe it's like outside right now, and then I can not complain. Aram killed this remix, dude. Shouts out to Aram, dude. Ginger Daniel says, I bought your free CD and left a little tip. Yeah, Ginger Daniel, when you said pooping, I was like, huh? But dude, I bought your free CD, left a little tip. I'm hoping to listen to it soon. I hope it's good as the previews. Thank you, Ginger Daniel. I appreciate it, dude. It means a lot that you grabbed it, and thank you so much for leaving a little like extra. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, I mean, if you want, what's it called? I could pack it for you right now if you're gonna be here chilling in the chat, so you can like watch me pack it if you want. But either way, like I think you should have also, Ginger Daniel, got like an email with the downloads and like a link to just watch it on YouTube, like listen to the whole album on YouTube if you want to right now. But no pressure to, because I know some people want to listen to the CD exactly. But if it means anything, like literally, I've shipped like over 10,000 of these, and I don't think I've ever had anyone be like, yo, actually, I didn't like it. Everyone was like, yo, it's better than the previews. So yeah. But yeah, thanks again for the support, Ginger Daniel. I appreciate it, dog. Yeah, actually, now I think about it, we got a lot of Daniels today. So yeah, you have to let me know, I don't know, like probably like your name and your state, maybe. But James says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, James. Good to see you, dude. Just pop it in, just say a quick hi. I'll try to watch the last VOD sometime tomorrow, and then this one. All right, cool, yeah. Take your time, James. No worries. Or if you're chilling. And, but it's good to see you, though. Happy New Year, James. Thanks for stopping by. And Ginger Daniel says, ha, it's all good. I already got it. I just haven't had time on vacation. I'm going to check out the download right now. Okay, cool, sick. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm glad to hear you already got it then. That's sick. Oh, yep, and see, both of my, what's it called? Well, I guess the vinyl order I made the other day said like now arriving tomorrow. Damn, the shipping system just got jumped. It just fell apart this holiday season. But I'm glad to hear you got the CD, Ginger Daniel. And yeah, check out the Daniel whenever you can. I appreciate it. And Eli says, I totally get what you mean, man, but I feel like so many people are blind toward it because people let the bad word of mouth persuade people. So I want to give people the chance to know what I see. Okay, I feel like, well, I mean, like if you feel like you got it, you got to do it, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So like, if that's the fight you're willing to fight, go for it, dog. And I wish you good luck. Because, yeah, I very much believe in the power of art. And if, you know what I mean? Just because it means so much to me and like really like changed your life to become an artist yourself. So I understand where you're coming from in terms of like people need to hear this because it could change someone else's life, you know what I mean? So yeah. Oh yeah, but all the bars I just shared about John Wayne, where he was like, Zangief grip upon the game. Anyone in the earshot, the neck is like a tuba. T-Main says, good luck and Godspeed. Good luck and Godspeed, dude. Yeah, exactly. T-Main's talking to you, Eli. Good luck and Godspeed, dude. But yeah, my story about NetNavi and John Wayne is that for a little bit, when NetNavi and I were in college, and we were roommates, and they were roommates. You know that one Vine? They were working at Chipotle, and I got them into John Wayne like when we first like were roommates in the dorms in college. And then I heard that John Wayne moved to Long Beach, where we like both lived. And yeah, John Wayne once walked into his Chipotle and he was like, oh shit, it's my favorite rapper. He just walked into like our store. And everyone was like, huh? And I remember he gave him like free Chipotle. And John Wayne was like, hey, shout thanks, bro. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? So NetNavi, I think he was too nervous to like say hi to him or something like that. Or he was just working. I forgot what it was. But either way, NetNavi gave this one rapper free Chipotle because his bars are dope. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Rosa says, what lice? What luck, nice. I said, what lice? What luck, nice. Yeah, exactly. It's super cool. And Aiden, dude, good. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I've had your CD in my car for about 2 years now. It's still regular albums I play often. Good music, man. Dude, Aiden, thank you so much. Love being in your car for 2 years, dude. That's so sick. I'm so glad to hear I'm still in regular rotation. That's dope. Thank you for the kind words on my music. Thanks for listening, man. It means a lot, for real. And I appreciate you. Hope you're having a rad New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, Aiden. And yeah. A teammate, John Wayne Gacy had bars. Yeah, where have I heard that before? I feel like I've heard that in a song. I forgot which song. But it's one I listened to. Eli says, if they can't appreciate what I see the same way I do, then I totally understand, but I at least want to educate them on the nuance I see that people are simply not aware of. Yeah. I feel that, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you feel the mission, like you gotta do it, then like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? I feel you, man. Like if you feel like you gotta educate people, educate them. Why not? But yeah. What else I want to tell y'all today? That was pretty much the big one. The stream title this time was like most of what I knew this one was gonna take a while. So, but we're done. That was all the bars I could think of as of recently, at least. So let me check something else. What else can we talk about? I got all kinds of cool stories to share. Do you see? I mean, speaking of 2025 being a hard year. First, I guess teammate says, yes, sir. Tell them to do the education, Eli. Yeah, Eli, we're behind you, man. We're trying to see you educate. Let them know. Teammate's behind you, dude. But speaking of 2025 being a hard year, did y'all see the Young Bae story? Like Young Bae, the future funk artist. They posted a story that they were like, yo, 2025 was a very tough year. One of the hardest moments came this year. I don't know. I feel like it's been a hard year for everyone, but like music's been especially tough. Like being a musician, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, I feel them. I'm like, dang. But Simply Dale says, currently making dinner, some mashed potatoes from scratch for the first time. Gotta say, good combo. Hey! I'm glad to hear. Dude, I love making mashed potatoes from scratch. Simply Dale, are you making them in like an Instant Pot? That's like my life hack. Because then you can like cut them, you can put whole potatoes in without having to like cut them into the smaller pieces. And the Instant Pot will like pressure cook them. And then you mash them up from the Instant Pot, and then you add all your seasoning. And bro, it's good. And yeah, I don't know, man, I'm hungry. I forgot to eat before this. And Simply Dale says, I saw, I can only wish them the best. I didn't see, I hope everything was okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're okay. It was just more like, you know, it's been a hard year for everyone. So he was just kind of like, yo, man. I mean, that's the thing. They said, you know, it was a hard year, but they're really thankful for everyone, their team and stuff. And I don't know Young Bae personally. I just saw the story, but it just reminded me of what we were talking about earlier. And they said, like, I love the outpouring love from my pets. My pets show me so much love, dude. So yeah. And then somebody else says, oh damn, no, I boiled them in a pot and mashed after. Yeah, you can always boil them in a pot too, but just ahead, if you have an Instant Pot, dude, that's the move, dog. And yo, so this is some deep K-pop lore. I'm sorry, but Video says, if nobody got me, I know my pets got me. Do I get an amen? Dude, amen. I feel like sometimes my cats are just total like butt faces, but every once in a while I'm like, it's crazy how they could just like see how I'm slightly off, and they're like, no, we need to cuddle right now. And I'm like, oh, how'd you know? But Rosa says amen too. You got a couple amens, Simply Adele. Shouts out to the pets. But yeah, there's some deep K-pop lore, but not deep K-pop lore. Oh, Rosa says, my fluffy cat Panda gave me some sweet comfort lately. Oh, yeah. Panda. That's a cool name again. And oh, Sasquatch also gives you an amen. Yeah, Sasquatch says, yeah, my cats got me. They help me feel better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, cats are, I don't know. Cats are goated, dude. Shouts out to cats. Oh, Korean dude, yo, I got Hitmonlee last night. Shiny Hitmonlee, that's sick, dude. Now you're hunting a shiny Porygon. Shiny Porygon looks so sick, dude. Good luck. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wow. Yeah, good luck on the shiny Porygon, and congrats on the shiny Hitmonlee. That's super, super sick. Oh, yeah, but K-pop lore. Did y'all see that Danielle isn't coming back to New Jeans, dude? I know we got New Jeans fans. I'm a big New Jeans fan. I was like, no, not Danielle. But I've said this way, remember years ago talking to my buddy Ree about this. I was like, honestly, because I mean, oh, this sounds weird, but I don't know, I guess it happens. But I don't know if you've seen, but like sometimes like they'll show like New Jeans play in Korea, and they'll cheer for everyone except Danielle because she's like technically Australian. So it's kind of like, that's not very nice. But I'm also kind of like American brand. I'm like, yo, Danielle needs to go solo, because low key, I like a lot of Danielle's parts in a lot of the New Jeans songs anyways. I'm like, yo, Danielle could be her own artist from New Jeans. She could crush. So we gotta put our money together to help Danielle with her lawsuit and get her to have start a solo career, because she would absolutely crush it. And then we can finally get New Jeans music again, technically. But Sasquatch says, I took a nap earlier and had both of my cats on my blanket, and they made eye contact while I was sleeping. I woke up and they were looking me in the eyes. It's funny, yeah. Yeah, it's funny how they're like very not spatially aware sometimes. They're just like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? It's like, bro, why are you in my face? They're silly. Oh yeah, I follow Zaku on Instagram because like we know each other for real, and like I've been seeing all like their Instagram stories. And dude, I mean, I hope I'm not saying anything. I mean, Zaku posted, I think it was a public. Someone posted it publicly, but Zaku, who's been in chat a bunch. I mean, you've talked to Zaku, you've seen him. They're in Japan just now. And I guess like one morning they like woke up, and you know they're partying really hard right now because they're in Japan. and they made a post on their story where it was like they got like a Japanese coffee, opened it up, and they got Japanese whiskey and poured the whiskey in their coffee. Because I guess they were just going wild. You know what I mean? I was like, Zaku's going crazy out in Japan right now, dude. I think they're still out there. But yo, Barat, engineer, hi dude, good to see you. How you doing? How's your New Year's so far? It's only been like one day in 2026, but going good. How you feeling? But yeah, so T-Main, bro, drop the government. No, the name isn't Zaku. That's like their username. But they are in the Japanese government right now, if that counts. Because they're like currently traveling in Japan. Yeah, I'm gonna use these boxes to ship out vinyl, but I don't think I have enough, honestly. But Barat's doing good. Glad to hear, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know you're doing good. And but yeah, what else is going on? That was something funny that happened. I'm still going to the gym. I think I lost another pound. I'm 1 pound lighter now. And yeah. So that's been really sick. Shouts out to losing 1 pound. And Sasquatch says, night Groovy. I'm gonna go watch a movie, then probably chill before bed. Hey, nice. Dude, good night, Sasquatch. Thanks for stopping by, dude. And take it easy, dog. It's always good to hear from you. And Korean Duder says, a hydrate and a stretch. I got you. Ugh, I'm so mad my vinyl mailers didn't come today, dude. I had a feeling they weren't, so I ordered a second one from a different company. So now I'm gonna have 100, because like Amazon be goofing. Well, that's my stretch, Korean Duder, and here's my hydrate. How long are we streaming for? Oh, 2 hours? Okay, we got a whole nother hour. Also, I mean, this isn't out of them because they say it all the time, but have y'all heard of the YouTube channel Soul Search and Destroy? They're like one of the OG like vaporwave music mix channels. If not, you should look them up. They have some really cool like future funk and like vaporwave mixes and like all kinds of good music, honestly. They're really good like mix maker, like a good like playlist engineer, if that's a thing. That makes sense. But what's funny is that I know them personally, and they're a girl, or I guess a woman. But it's funny because every time I see them, people comment on their stuff. It's always like, dude, you're so cool, bro. You're so awesome, bro. And like people just assume that because she's like into like more like obscure internet music, that she's a guy. And she's like, haha, sure, I'll be bro. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. But yeah, she just posted a new mix, so I'll have to check that out later. Because like they're always crushing it. All right, cool. I have unlocked one more box. Ichi me. But what else have I been watching lately? Do y'all like Berry Blue? I think I talked about her once. But Berry Blue is like an artist I also found on Instagram. And she makes really cool stuff too. She's like a classical pianist, I think. But then she started making like electronic music. And she kind of blew up through the TikTok algorithm. But anyways, she just dropped her first music video called Enjoy Yourself. And I was like, oh. But it was also interesting because like her music's very like bubbly. Like it's very like, yeah. You know what I mean? And like all of her videos are always her like kind of like being more bubbly. But like the music video was very like rap music video, like yo. But like, you know, but she's like a very bubbly person. It just didn't, it's kind of funny, like the disconnect almost. If that makes sense. My bad. I'm in the dungeon grabbing more vinyl. Thankfully, the vinyl is moving. Yeah, because I bought so many at the beginning of the year. I was like, oh, I'll sell like one a day. And then I just didn't. I was like, uh-oh. Because like the numbers were looking like that in like 2024. But then tariffs and the economy and stuff, like I was like, oh, shit. But yeah. And then this is one guy that like, I used to get his Instagram reels all the time, but it's like a dude, I think his name's like Tommy Wright, but he like owns a Subway. You know what I mean? And I watch his videos. I always find it interesting. I'm like, what's it like to own a Subway? So I guess he owns a Subway franchise. He just breaks down all the numbers. And he was like, dude, for the first time ever, I owned the Subway. I was able to like travel internationally while my manager handled everything for me. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's just kind of funny. I'm like, why did you buy a Subway? Because I don't know. Are y'all Subway fans? How do you feel about Subway? I'm kind of like, I'm not anti-Subway, but I'm also like, it's just a sandwich. You know what I mean? Subway do be hidden sometimes, but I'm not like, I've never been one to be like, oh, bro, we gotta go to Subway. You know what I mean? Like Subway's like usually like the last place I think of going. Like I only go to Subway when I have to go to Subway, you know what I'm saying? And not that I don't like Subway, it's just, I don't know. Skyer says, I'm more of a Jimmy John's or a Firehouse Subs guy. Yeah, dude, I love Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is sick. Yeah, I would go to Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's got expensive though. I feel like Jimmy John's like one day was just like, you know what? We're charging 10 times all of a sudden. I was like, what? And Groza says, I've had a Subway in years, but I used to eat it a lot when I was younger. Yeah, same. When they first dropped the $5 footlong thing, I remember mom was like, get in the car. We're getting $5 footlongs. You know what I mean? Like my whole family lived off of those for a cool minute. And yeah. But yeah, I don't eat it as much anymore because I think they kind of stopped the $5 footlong thing because they were like, nah. And Ranger says Porygon, the Vaporwave Pokemon. Yeah, it really is. It's like our designated Vaporwave Pokemon. Porygon's sick though. I wish it was like had more use case in like competitive places. But Grimy Garth TV, real quick. I want to make a quick inside joke, but Grimy Garth says Jared ruined Subway for me. But we got to separate the art from the artist, man. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I feel you on the Jared thing. Jared's super disgusting. It's crazy that you know what I mean, that story of like what happened with that. But yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, Jared could. Maybe that's why I stopped eating Subway, low key. Now I think about it. So I think it was around that time when they kind of got outed. I was like, you know what I mean, and then I just like lost the gut bacteria. Subway, not that one. Yeah, exactly. Subway, not that one. I'm sorry. Tripafe says, I used to go a lot as a kid. The memories of taste. Take from that what you will. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. If you can't remember what it tasted like, yeah. Subway ain't for you then. But Simply Dale says, I haven't gone in so long, but I prefer Wawa over Subway. Yeah, dude. Jimmy John's for sure too. Yeah, Jimmy John's, dude. And I miss none. Gotta head out now. Great to see you. Wishing everyone a good new year. Hey, dude, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for wishing all of us a good new year. We appreciate it, dog. And yeah. I'm sorry, that Jared joke was bad. I shouldn't have done that. But I mean, I thought that was funny. I don't know. Oh yeah, what did y'all think of 3D Blast and Data Girl last time? Did y'all have fun? Should we have them both on again, or should we do like what's it called? Should we do like one or the other? You'll like having 2 people on? Sick. Okay, cool. Very fun. Loved. You want to have them both on at the same time next time, or do you want to do one of both? 'Cause the only thing I was worried about the whole time is I was like, oh, I'm trying to like balance like talking to y'all while like both of them, and I don't want to make anyone feel like left out. So I was like, But yeah, what did y'all think of having both of them on at the same time? I mean, but I'm glad to hear that it was very fun and loved, because I mean, I loved it too. I have so much love in my heart for both of them, both as friends and as like respect for them as artists. It's like crazy. But I'm glad to hear Very Fun Roses. Glad to hear you loved it. Simply Deo. Bra engineer, WebAssembly stuff, dude. That's a throwback. I mean, I used to do a lot of WebAssembly, but not these days anymore. I'm more focused on music. So that's what we're doing here, is music stuff these days. So yeah, with my mix match socks. I forgot to even mention that I have mix match socks right now. But yeah. Skyler says Jared is also bad, so it cancels out. Lamau. Yeah. Cool. So Jared, so the food is bad, Jared's bad. Yeah. That's a good one, Skyler. But the Sky says either or, you can have both or do one at a time. But Simply Deo says, I love both, but I definitely felt you trying to keep up with us too, which is not a bad thing. Okay, cool. And don't worry about chat, I don't mind. All right, sick. All right, well, how it works out next time. Maybe I'll like DM both of them. Like if Data Girl's busy or she's working, then I'll just have Randy on, or if they both happen to be free, we'll do both. But sick. And I know I said we would do once a week, but NetNavi, I wanted to have on for a little bit. They said they should be on free on Sunday, because they were like, that's the one day I'm free. So I might have NetNavi on with us Sunday when we stream again. Just because it's like, you know, they said that's probably the best time for them. So maybe we'll, I guess technically though, it's like part of, you know, it's technically a different week. But either way, you know what I'm trying to say. Rosa says, ooh, all right, cool. Yeah, plus NetNavi themselves can be like, who's watching this stream right now that's related to me technically? You know what I mean? So we can have them call them out themselves. Like, I know you're watching. Okay, so what's my best strategy to get more boxes for the vinyl? I could make boxes, but I don't know. I don't know how I'll make boxes. Would it fit inside of a vinyl? Inside of a cassette box? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I think they just gotta. We'll have to wait, unfortunately. I don't like making people wait. Oh wait. Yeah, Simply Dale says Sunday's the new start, anyways. Yep. And hey, Dyrell, dude. Yeah. Hey, thank you, dude. I appreciate. What's up, man? Good to see you. And yo, 069AR, what up, dude? I hope that's how you say it. But UPS Brody, they give out free boxes, or USPS. Yeah, so it's not. So thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. But it's specifically that I need vinyl boxes to ship out vinyl, and they have to be a specific size and all that. So I ordered some. It's just it got delayed. So I ordered like another batch. So I have like 2 competing batches of vinyl to get here ASAP. But yeah, so we'll figure it out though. But I appreciate the tip though, for real. And yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We just gonna use the boxes that we have. And I'll use these for now. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god. It's funny too, because I like keep a lot of the vinyl boxes that I get, because I'm like, I never know when I'll need this. And I ended like throwing away a bunch not too long ago. Now I'm like, no, why did I throw them? It's like, right as soon as you decide to throw something away, that's always when you need it. You know what I mean? It's just how life works. But a shrimp buffet says my grandma just made me some turnover eggs for dinner. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. Tell your grandma she's the best and she's awesome. That's super sweet of her. Shouts out all the grandmas out there, dude. And 069AR asks, is your music completely on vinyl? A lot of it is. I think like half of my stuff, like modern stuff, is on vinyl now. I think all we're really missing is Draw Monsters, which is coming out at the end of the month. So yeah, but it's not only on vinyl. but most of it's on vinyl. We're gonna drop a new vinyl next month, and then another one in September. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for asking, 069 AR. And Rosa says, enjoy those eggs. That's sweet. I know, right, Roses? That's so sweet. It's only love. Oh wait, I didn't finish signing all the vinyl. Well, we're making boxes. Because if I forget to sign the vinyl and I ship it again, I'm gonna be so mad. But oh my god. 069 AR says, that's fire, bro. I heard some of the sneak peeks. I gotta get a job so I can get some. Hey, dude, thank you. I appreciate you wanna grab some of these vinyls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, dude, I feel you on that. Yeah, my little brother's also looking for a job right now. I was just talking to him about that earlier. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, 9. What's it called? Yeah, but the job market right now it's really tough, dude. Like I don't blame you for, you know what I mean? It's been like very frustrating. Like I'm thankful that I'm in a spot where I'm able to slick it with all this music stuff right now. And I mean, like I'm slicking it by the skin of my teeth. Every month is like well, we'll see. But you know what I mean? Like all my friends are looking for jobs right now. It's like it's really tough. But yeah. But speaking of it being like a hard year, I remember like some of my favorite YouTubers, Colin and Samir, you've heard of them? They released a video that was called "This Was a Hard Year." That was the whole title of the video. It was just them talking about how hard the year was. But the thing that was like super sad is they lost their houses in the LA fires, like at the beginning of the 2025. Which is like when you think back about it, like especially for LA, like LA had a hard year last year. Like literally like a bunch of the city burned down. Like that's like unprecedented. Especially for like such a major city. You know what I mean? I remember being out in LA too, and it was just like smoke 24/7 because like that was right before I moved. But 069 says, yeah, I'm planning on going straight to trades instead of wasting my time on entry-level jobs like retail and stuff. Yeah, dude, trades are sick. From what I heard, I mean, what's it called? My brother tried to be an electrician. He had a hard time like getting in after he got his like little certification and stuff. But from what I hear online, from watching YouTube videos and stuff, like trades are kind of the move right now. So yeah. But Rosa says that was scary. I'm glad it's all over. Yeah, it was super scary. I had a lot of friends too that were like nearly their houses got saved at the last second and stuff. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. But 069 AR says the crazy part is the rich people in LA are already buying all the land that has those burnt houses on them. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I know it's wild. They're already like investing. I don't know. The fact that real estate, I don't know. This is gonna sound super dumb, like in retrospect, I bet. But I just find it interesting that like we allow people to like invest in real estate. Like, I don't know if I necessarily like the idea that like you can invest in real estate. You know what I mean? I don't think that should be an investable asset. I think it should just be like a thing that you need to survive, not like something you like play around with money-wise. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's my hot take. But Zaku, what up, dude? We were just talking about you. I was saying about how you posted on your story that you're pouring Japanese whiskey in your Japanese coffee, man. Hope you're having a good time in Japan, dude. You're partying hard, man. Good to see ya. And Shrimp Buffet says, no, that's based. Hell yeah, thank you. I'm glad you agree, dude. And 069 with the conspiracy theory, I love it. Seems like the LA fires are planning to drive the people out. You never know, dude, honestly. Honestly, dude, you never know. To be fair, like, LA's always on, like, California's always on fire. But you know what I mean? So, I appreciate the conspiracy because there is a world in which I've been wrong about conspiracy. Like I remember there's been things in the past where I was like, there's no way they're doing that, and then like years later, it's like, yep, they were doing that. Like, okay, this is the Roses same. I'm in the same boat as Roses. I'm at the point where I don't blame the conspiracy theories. Exactly. Like I mean, so okay, this is kind of brutal, but what's it called? Hey, a pack of Newports. What up? It's good to see you, dude. Yeah, Newports is the person we're gonna have drop by in VR. So shouts out to Newport. Good to see you. How you doing, dog? Yeah, Newport and I were hanging out like the other day. Oh, Face says same on the conspiracy theories. Oh, Newport says they want a Miku at round 1. Congrats, dude. That's sick. Yeah, you really be killing that round 1, dude. You've been getting all kinds of the prizes. Yeah, Newport. I've been sitting here all day packing orders, dude. I gotta tell you about next time we hang out. And what's it called? Oh, and Newport says girlfriend's probably gonna reinstall Linux. Hey, let's go, dude. Now she's a real Linux user. That's when you immediately jump to you gotta reinstall Linux. That's when you're really using Linux. That's how you know you've ascended. You've reached enlightenment when you start reinstalling Linux every other day. 69 says billionaires and trillionaires are probably already investing into like a luxury resort in Palestine. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, sadly, I wouldn't be surprised. But Skyer says, when you find out the conspiracy theory is actually a conspiracy fact. Exactly, Skyer. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was, what's it called? Oh, Newport says, tell them the story of the guy, LexCon you walked by. Yes, for context, for those that aren't familiar, I mean, typically they don't might know, but like in the coding world, there's like, you know, we mostly use like Mac and Windows, but like there's a third one. It's called Linux. It's like a very common operating system. A lot of like programmers use, especially in servers. But the common joke of Linux is that usually you end up messing something up when you're first learning. So like the only way to really fix it is just to reinstall the entire operating system on your computer. So, and it's kind of like a joke in the community, but you don't do it that often once you actually know what you're doing. But I remember once I was at like a Linux convention for work, and I just walked by this older dude talking to like this woman, and he was like helping her with the computer, and he was like, you know, puts his hand on his head, he's like, I think you just gotta reinstall Linux. Like he like said the joke from like a Reddit meme, like exactly. And I was like, this is hilarious. And I was like, only at a Linux convention can you hear someone genuinely tell someone they just met, you should probably reinstall Linux. But yeah. So I watched a video on. Have you heard of the YouTube channel Underrated Bangers? Oh, simply every day I think about reinstalling myself. I feel that, dude. I feel you on that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? We need 3 Radical Reptars and 2. Oh, whoa, we need more than that. What price is out of order? Why do I do it like that? We need 1, 2, 3, 4 Radical Reptars and 1, 2 Galaxies. But yeah, there's a YouTube channel called Underrated Bangers. Sometimes, but pretty much what they do is they just find like really obscure like video game and anime songs that are just like, you know, usually a little like just in between tracks or something that are underrated bangers. And yeah, sometimes they be posting like it's underrated bangers. So you got a second, I'd look it up. Especially if you're watching on YouTube, I just open a new tab real quick and find it. I've been listening to a lot of their stuff. I'm just like finding little stuff here and there from them. And 069AR, I don't know a single person that's enjoyed using Linux. Lamau, I was planning on getting a Windows 7 key instead. Oh, nice. I mean, if it means anything, I love Linux. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I used to use it a lot. So if it means anything, I like Linux. But oh, obscure ringtones on Instagram is also dope as okay. I'll look that up right now, Newport. Let me cut up this box right quick. Which in fact, I don't know why I cut it up because I'm about to use it right now anyways. Dun, 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 dun. Obscure ringtones. How long were we streaming for? Oh, 2 minutes. Oh, wow. Obscure ringtones. Oh yeah, I gave him a follow, Newport. Thank you. 069 AR says lots of prompts. I'm not that good at that stuff. I feel that. Yeah, it is a lot of terminal. That's something you gotta get used to. But it's you do get superpowers when you do learn it. I ain't gonna lie. Once it clicks, it's like, you know, you're kind of unstoppable. But what were we talking about? Underrated bangers, obscure ringtones. Do y'all like Lou Ratchet on YouTube too? They have a lot of funny videos. I'm trying to think of the funniest video I know from them maybe isn't the most appropriate. That's why I'm kind of like hesitating. But yeah, I mean, we would like it here. But yeah, Lou Ratchet, there's a YouTube, he has a video called like, it's like one of those like skit channels, but they're like, the video's called When You Go to Heaven. And essentially it's like, you know, he's like cosplaying. He's like, yo, it's me, God, welcome to heaven. And at some point in the video, he was like, yeah, you know, you gotta come over to the you know, over here sometime. You know what I mean? Like we had Michael Jackson playing. I was in the front row, like Mike. He's like, even I love Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It's just like funny. What's it called? 069AR says, and there's like 8 different types of Linux. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was talking to back in Newport's girlfriend about, is that they were like, oh, I'm trying Linux Mint. And I was like, no, Linux Mint is a lie. You gotta use Ubuntu. It's the only right operating system. And they were like, what? And then we're talking like Arch and all that. Oh yeah, back in Newport says, I love the one reel where a guy like dies and they go to heaven and it's Chinese and he's like, oh no, it's fine. It's just, I expect it to be Chinese. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny too, yeah. I like that one a lot. It's because we live in America, so it's like not something we would normally depict. It's kind of silly. Yeah, me and Newport have the same vocal stem with the "Do It Come with Egg Woe." Have y'all seen the egg woe meme? It's like, it comes with egg roll. Like the person ordering it from a Chinese food restaurant. I'm not going to do the impression. We don't need that. We don't need to hear all that. But you know what I mean. This isn't the rush hour stream. This is the yeah, Subhadeo. Yeah, Subhadeo knows it. Eggwa, let me get an eggwa. Yeah. Oh, L69AR says, oh yeah. Oh, another like vocal stem me and Newport have is there's another one where it's like a guy. He like, you know, like it was like some bodega in New York, and like they would purposely give out like funny lighters to people when they asked to buy a lighter, just see how they would react. And there was one where they gave him a lighter with a pickle on it, and he was like, "Pickle? I don't want no pickle. Give me some other pickle." It's the guy's just like arguing with him about the fact that his lighter has a pickle on it. It's just kind of silly, but yeah. And Skyer says, another streamer I watch has been obsessed with the egg woe meme. Hell yeah, dude. It's a good meme, dude. It's so relatable. It's so real life. Yeah, I've yet to, you know, I probably should, no, I wish Chinese places were open later. Because that's like something I haven't had in a long time, was like the Heat Lamp Chinese food restaurant. I haven't been to one in a minute. And I haven't found one in Arizona yet. Rosa says, a pickle lighter sounds cool, actually. I love pickles. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's that the guy was like mad that he got a pickle lighter, but it's like, what's wrong with the pickle, man? Why are you tripping over a pickle lighter, dude? Just the pickle. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's silly. And then I've heard about, so Newport says in Arizona, there's a place called Canton Wong number 8. It's their favorite hole in the wall Chinese spot. Yeah, I saw an Instagram reel about it, dude. I want to check it out. Me and Jess are gonna have to go sometime. Hey. But other than that, I've also been, if you've heard of Crash Course, I'm a big, like, I love learning about, like, watching educational YouTube. That was super random, but that's like my thing. And they did a series on like Native American history. So I've like watched the entire Crash Course on Native American history, and that's been pretty cool to learn about that. So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? What's going on with that? I mean, because it's one thing I feel like we like didn't have a lot of in California, or at least I wasn't exposed to it much, and I wish I was more. But like there wasn't much like Native American stuff in like LA, California. So yeah. And so because of that, I was like, you know what I mean? Like our history books probably did not tell the true story. So I was like, I gotta watch these videos from like an actual person. I'm like, what actually happened? Do you know what I mean? Whose land am I really on? You know what I mean? Or was I like shipped to? You know what I'm saying? But Simply Dale says, Crash Course, I haven't heard about that channel since high school. Yeah, they're still going around, I guess. Like, whenever they get recommended a series to me, I'll, like, watch it. Yo, Korean dude, that's sick. You got the deal with the sunglasses on top of the Monster Zero. That's funny. It also looks kind of cool. I'm gonna have to, like, make that official or something. Future me, look into doing the deal with the glasses on Monster Zero as, like, a meme or something. When I rewatch the VOD, Korean dude are kind of spitting right now with the channel points. And 069AR says, I haven't watched Crash Course in sophomore year history. Well, I feel that. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched Crash Course in high school. I only ever watched it like as an adult. But that's sick, y'all got to watch it in school. Did y'all have to watch, so this is super random, did y'all have to watch the movie Remember the Titans in class? Have y'all seen the movie Remember the Titans? Oh, but Rosa says Crash Course was always put on in history class in high school. It was nice. Okay, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, my history, I don't know, my history teacher never would do that. That's just interesting. Yeah, let me know if y'all had to watch Remember the Titans. Like whenever we had like a sub or something, and it was like a day where we watched, you know, movie day. For some reason, my school always put on Remember the Titans. Like, I remember even joking with a friend, like, bro, you can't be in our school system and not watch Remember the Titans. And they were like, bro, I've never seen it. And like literally a week later, he had a sub, and they made him watch Remember the Titans. He was like, how did you know? You know what I mean? Like literally a week later. What's it called? Simply Dale says, okay. Korean Duder did have to watch Remember the Titans. T-Main says, yes, sir. And my friend Martin. Oh, yeah, Martin, dude. Hell yeah. Skyer vaguely remembers it. Simply Dale says, a very poor recollection, but they did not. And Rose says, they didn't have to either. Huh. And 069 asks if it's about the Civil War. Actually, it's a football movie. It's a football movie about, like, integrating schools, where it's like, you know, we gotta treat, we're all equal. You know what I mean? It's very much like a Don't Be Racist movie, with, like, the theme being high school football. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, all schools will play, because it's like, hey, don't grow up to be racist. That's like, remembers the message of the movie. You know what I mean? Trip Buffet, gotta hop up tonight, but had a blast as always. Wishing everyone a great year and a good night, dude. Trip Buffet, thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you. You have a great year and a good night as well, dude. Wishing you a good year, dude. And 069AR says, I think I might remember it, honestly. Okay, sick, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty popular, so, I mean, I feel like they made all of us watch it, dude. Or I just remember, like, you know, having friends watch it and stuff. But sick. Okay, now I gotta figure out how I want to do this. I think what I want to do is I want to use a ton of bubble wrap, because here's the deal, y'all. We gotta ship vinyl, but all I have is like the 25 vinyl boxes. So because of that, I have to ship vinyl in a bigger box so it gets there faster, essentially. So I'm trying to like figure out like what's the best way to keep it safe while using a way too big of a box. Not way too big of a box, but like it's thicker than it needs to be. Rose says, my English teacher was obsessed with a series of unfortunate events, so we squeezed that into any opportunity, so that was memorable. That's sick. Yeah, for some reason I was too as a kid. I really liked that movie. I just like the name of the movie. A series of unfortunate events, I feel like is life, really. You know what I mean? Eli says, I don't think I ever watched Remember the Titans. It might be a generational gap for real. Yeah, it did come out like in like the late 90s, early 2000s. So it might be like a generational thing. But yeah, I remember watching that movie like literally like probably watched it at least like 6 different times growing up. Just because of my school system. I was like, please don't be racist. You know what I mean? They're like, please don't be racist. Oh yeah, but another thing I've been watching on YouTube. Wait. 069AR says, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a styrofoam sheet. You talking about like the bubble wrap? Bubble wrap I got right now, or you're just talking in general? Like I need to get some styrofoam sheets. Dun, 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 dun. I was going to Justin. And 069AR says you could probably use bubble wrap. Yeah, that's my plans. I'm going to use a little bit of bubble wrap. And just these bigger boxes and just fill up the rest of bubble wrap. Which is a bummer because it's essentially Amazon. Whoever the Amazon shipping my stuff late is making me cost more money. Is hurting the business because they can't do their business right. I did take a bunch of time. Remember how William last stream, y'all, or the stream before last, was like, how do I fix my hard drive? And I was telling him to get a NAS. I did a bunch of research into NASs for William, and they were all like mega complicated. And it was like, yeah, this NAS costs like $8,000 to set up. Let me put my shoelace belt on before my pants fall. You're all gonna be like, oh no. Groovy Kaiju pants fell, what's it called, reveal? I don't know. But yeah, and what's funny too is I'm sure y'all see like the Monster, like the Monster Tape Zero Instagram ad. People a lot of times will be like, bro, like I need to play the video game that you used as like visuals for your set. Please tell me what game it is. And the airplane one's called Afterburner Climax for the Xbox 360. And some guy was like, dude, I need to play that game. I need to play it. Like he was just like begging me over email. Not like begging, but like, please, bro, please. So that's kind of funny. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, after this, I think I'm gonna make some orange chicken, y'all. I got some of that Costco orange chicken. Speaking of Chinese food, but I don't got any egg woes. Oh, I can do this first. Give me some egg rolls. Actually, I do have egg rolls. I can make it come with egg roll, dude. I do have egg rolls, actually. I can air fry it real quick. Okay, I need one of them. Oh yeah, but I'm supposed to be, what else I want to tell y'all? I was watching that. Oh yeah, we talked about the pizza economics last time too. I remember I told you all about that. And speaking of other streamers, do y'all watch Atrioc? I watch a lot of Atrioc. Because they do like a lot of like funny videos about like business stuff. And it's really cool to see like how like them talk about everything. And what's cool too is that like, I mean, they do it every year, but they haven't done this year's yet, but they did like a video where they, I don't know why, but lately I've just been really into like, yo, how do you tell the future? You know what I mean? I don't know why it's been like my weird obsession lately. But they do like a prediction video every year, and they reviewed their prediction video to get better at predicting stuff, which I like hella respect. It's something I want to do too. I want to start like trying to predict stuff and be like, you know, I feel like there's like an art to it, you know what I mean? So I want to learn that a bit more. So because of that, it was just cool to watch that and to see like what actually happened versus like what they were saying was going to happen. Like, what's a good example? Like, they thought like soda was going to blow up this year. Like, people were going to be like buying way more soda. Like, soda was going to make a big comeback. Because, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I don't drink soda like I used to. Like, especially as like when I was like a kid or something. I don't drink nearly as much soda as I used to as a kid. And like it's kind of like general. And like there's a bunch of like new fancy sodas and stuff, like Olipop and like Poppy and everything. But yeah, no, I was drinking them for a little bit, but even then I was like, eh. But yeah, I guess like a lot of people were like, yo, soda's gonna be like the new big beverage. And then it never happened. But it's also because I think a lot of them had to like raise their prices. And then people were just like, oh, actually I can't afford soda. You know what I mean? So it kind of like didn't work out after all. But that's cool that 0698R that your mom has her own business. I mean, your mom has her own business. That's hella respect for that. That's dope. And then what was crazy in the skateboarding world, there's a bunch of drama because there's this guy named, oh yeah, let me see what somebody is saying. Somebody else says, I feel like soda has only gotten with a meal out south. Feels weird having it at home sometimes. Yeah, I feel you on that. Like soda is like I gotta be eating at like a somewhere to drink soda. Otherwise, I don't buy soda for home. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I did actually try to buy like Coke Zero to have at home. But then when I started drinking at home, I was like, this doesn't, yeah, to your point, this doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like this feels like this doesn't belong. Like I don't know why. But I'm just so used to having like, yeah, soda when I'm out and about that I like, I mean. Yeah, my like beverage of choice lately has been my little like Shack Juice, my little like energy, like G Fuel essentially, but like not specifically G Fuel, and tea. I just drink those two things. Sick. What was I say? Oh yeah, but there's drama in the skateboarding world because pretty much some guy did like one of the most legendary tricks of all time. Oh, and Skyr says tea and coffee are my lifeblood right now. Yeah, dude. I wish I could still drink coffee. I just stopped drinking coffee because it just hurt my stomach too much with all my stomach issues I've been having. I'm actually gonna go to the, like, not going to the doctor for my stomach issues, but I'm gonna do like my first like yearly annual checkup with my doctor on Monday. So I'm excited to be like, hey doctor, what's up with my stomach? Can we think about that? Rosa says the only times I drink soda is pineapple orange flavored one over nostalgia. That's sick. I feel you on that nostalgia. Yeah, pineapple soda kinda underrated, dude. Pineapple soda's like kind of like my favorite, I think, of like all the fruit sodas. Pineapple soda is like, I don't know. To me, it tastes like pineapple soda tastes like a Monster Energy drink, which is like crazy, but yeah. But Simply Dale says nothing but Arizona teas. Oh, that's yep. You're goated for that one. That's so sick. Herbal teas and fruit juices like Tropicana. Oh, sick. Yeah, I need to drink more fruit juices. I try not to though, just because the sugar intake on those can be sometimes kind of high. But yeah. Yeah, the only thing about using these bigger things is that like I feel like, oh, there you go, okay. Shipping vinyl in here, it's kind of like these boxes were made like specifically for the size of the vinyl, and it's kind of like trippy. Maybe I probably just shouldn't put the vinyl in bubble wrap, honestly, because it's like super sketchy to pull out. I'm gonna just do no bubble wrap. I mean, no bubble wrap around the vinyl itself. Yeah, that feels so much better. Oh my god. There we go. Let's put some paper in there. But this drama in the skateboarding industry, because essentially what happened is that like there was a guy named Chris Jocelyn. He did like one of the most legendary tricks on like a legendary skate spot, and he won Skater of the Year. But the thing is, Tony Hawk, you know, everyone's favorite skateboarder, was like, I don't think he deserved it. This other guy deserves it more. And everyone was like, Tony Hawk. He went like evil mode. He turned into Evil Tony and was like, this guy that I sponsor myself deserves it more. And it's like, dude, but that's kind of biased, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like kind of interesting to see like the discussion there. And like the skate world be like, but Tony Hawk said so. Yeah, so I've been keeping up with that. See how the world's reacting to that one. And perfect. Hey, it's only been 2.5 hours and we've packed one order. Let's go. No, but it was a lot of like organizing, getting everything all set up, signing stuff. .069AR says Tony Hawk doing that wasn't on my bingo list. I know, right? That was not either. And skateboarding's gotten really expensive. Yeah, it really has, dude. But I mean, like, yeah. I think it's a bit of inflation, because if you think about it, like, I hate to admit it, but like, I remember like back in 2010 when I first, or no, how old was I? Yeah, it was like 2010 when I started skating. Boards were like, you know, a pro deck was $60. And like, you know, it's 2025 now. Like, we're just getting older, where it's like, dude, yeah. But I was surprised. I bought a blank the other day and I was like, oh shit, this shit costs like $50. I was like, Jesus. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it sounds about right, because it's been like 15 years and all the inflation and everything. Especially because a lot of like skateboards are made from Canadian wood and like, you know, tariffs and stuff. So like that's a bit more expensive to get boards made because of the tariffs and everything. But Skyer says, didn't think Dark Tony Hawk is Born was a premonition. I know, right? Yeah. They entered their dark era. And Simply Hideo says, yeah, it does sound biased. And that, yeah, Rosa says that sounds a little bit unexpected and biased. Yeah, it definitely is. It's kind of like, no, Tony Hawk, don't do this. You're better than this, man. But yeah, and he was like, I feel so strongly about this. I'm gonna give him my first ever Skater of the Year trophy. The guy that I think should win. I was like, Jesus, man. But yeah. But 069AR says, yeah, normal decks for $20 back when I was skating. I wanted to get back into it and get a 9. Oh wow, yeah, that's a big board. But those deck cost $80 and $100 now. It's actually crazy. Yeah, I think I want to get a 9. I have size 13 feet. I know I don't look like I have that big feet on camera, but yeah, I got big feet, so I need a bigger board too. But I always just get 8.5. But yeah, those decks are going to cost more because, like, you know, it's more wood, and plus, like, it's just kind of more uncommon size. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy how much everything is these days. I was going to Justin Silverstein. Whoa, I can't say the whole name. Hey, and we got 2 more little orders. Or not little, but, you know, 2 more orders of, like, just the free CD. That's what I meant to say. Dun, 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 dun. But so yeah, that's what's going on skateboarding. It's kind of wild. But what's what I was gonna mention about Tony Hawk though, what is also kind of crazy is you know, Tony Hawk made the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like the video game. I watched an interview with Tony Hawk once where they talked about, like, you know, when the video games came out and everything. And pretty much, you know, they were trying to, like, do all these, like, X Games, video games and stuff, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater was the only one that popped off. And the reason why is because Tony Hawk was like, no, if we're gonna make a game, like, I want to be very involved in the process. Because Tony is, I guess, from what I read, like a very, oh, you said to hydrate, Roses, I'm sorry. Tony was like, no, I love technology. I want to be very much involved in the actual development and making the game, and I have to represent skateboarding right and put my name on it. And they're like, all right, for sure, Tony, yeah, we got you. So the Tony Hawk Pro Skater game was so good because Tony was like, you know, got paired with Neversoft, a bunch of sick-ass developers, and was like, and no, we're gonna make a good skateboarding game that really represents what skateboarding's like. You know what I mean? And have it be fun, but yet still be true to the culture and all that. You know what I mean? And then we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which of course, like, you know, legendary video game. Anyways, so yeah, so you know, they make the game and, like, everyone's like super stoked and all that. The game goes off to do, like, gangbusters numbers and stuff like that. 1 and 2 crush it. 3 and 4, you know what I mean? It just keeps crushing over and over. And you know, Tony was like, you know, I guess got like a royalty of every game because they were like, oh, you know, I think it was like part of the agreement. They were like, we could pay you flat out or we can do a royalty. And Tony was like, I want a royalty, which was like kind of like rare because they were like, oh, that's surprising. He doesn't want like a license, but, like, you know, we have less the risk if we give him royalty. So they're like, oh, we'll do royalty. So I guess at some point they said, like, hey, like, you know, we want to meet at this restaurant, like, down in no, I think it was like Huntington Beach. And so he drives over, he meets up with the guy, and he's like, yeah, man, like, you know, the game's doing pretty good. Like, you know, we're about to make, you know, number 3 and like X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And like, we sold like a bunch of units and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, dude, you know, Tony Hawk was just like, yeah, man, I'm glad I could help. That sounds really cool. And he's like, and the guy was like, no, Tony, you don't understand. The game is doing really good. And he was like, yeah, I'm glad it's selling. And he was like, no, Tony, here's a check, like your first part of your royalty. And he was like, okay. And he opens it and he said it was a check for $1 million. And he was like, like, you know what I mean? And he was like, and I owe you 2 more checks that are bigger than that. And he was like, you know what I mean? And Tony Hawk was like, what? Like, he didn't even know, like, he didn't understand, like, how good the game was doing. You know what I mean? And when he saw that number, he was like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So yeah. And Rosa says, I love to hear the dedication to stay true to the culture and overall direction of the game. Exactly, yeah. And it pays off, you know what I mean? Like, so many people like nowadays are just like, bro, just ship out the AI slop and they'll eat it up. And it's like, well, no, they won't actually. You know what I mean? Or like you're literally leaving money on the table if you just actually took the time to like show it respect. Show the art some respect, like Eli was saying earlier. But Simply Dale says he made greatness and didn't even know it. Exactly, yeah. Like he didn't realize how much people, you know what I mean? So I think he thought it was gonna be like just a thing that like kids who like to skate would play. And back then, you know, skateboarding wasn't like a, you know, it was not like X Games was like when skating was big, but like, you know, skating probably peaked in like the 2014-ish era, you know what I mean? So like there was still so much room for skateboarding to grow. And I think he recognized like how much more, you know what I mean? So because he was thinking like, oh, skateboarding is kind of this niche thing, the game probably will do like okay, and like, you know, maybe I'll make like a, you know, maybe a few $1,000s and we'll call it a day. You know what I mean? But he didn't realize like what he really created or was a part of creating. And 069AR says my Velma just fell into the ocean because my controller is connected. Dang. I'm sorry to hear 069AR. Good luck getting your Velma back. But Eli says, yeah, that reminds me of the PBZ remake that's literally all AI upscaled. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, so yeah. But that's my Tony Hawk story. Tony Hawk video game story. So I don't know, I like watching interviews. I'm that guy that like watches everyone's interviews. Because if you're cool, I'm trying to see what you're about. I like learning about people's life stories. So I feel like I've learned like a lot of like really good insights and stuff like that. Just like hearing like how Tony Hawk made Pro Skater, and especially musicians. I love hearing like musicians' life stories. Like this is kind of brutal, but I remember I watched y'all know Flamingosis, right? Like another Future Funk guy. They kind of like, I don't know, they kind of like grew into like a just a dope hip hop producer. Hopefully they're okay with me saying this, but they said in an interview. I remember watching an interview with him because I was like, what's Flamingosis about? Yeah, I mean, we kind of grew up doing music around the same time. And they came before me, but still, like, you know, we're kind of like around the same scene, around the same sign. I was like, yeah, let me see what he's about. What other stickers should I give them? So, but I watched an interview with Flamingosis, and you know, their name is Flamingosis because like their dad was the hella cool frisbee player, I guess, and like his signature move was called the Flamingosis, so he named his artist project after his dad's signature move in frisbee. But what was brutal though is that he said that in this interview, which I'm, you know, hopefully it's still online somewhere, and I hope, you know, I mean, I hope it's okay for me to tell, but in the interview he said it was like him on some steps, and he was like telling a story, and I guess he ended up having like, I guess he was like messing around in school or something, but he had to take a music class, like a music production class in his high school or something. And it was like the one class that he was like, you know what, fine, I'll pay attention. You know what I mean? So he like kind of like became friends with the professor a little bit, the teacher. And like, he didn't take it super serious, but he kind of did. And the professor, like the teacher liked him a lot. He's like, bro, like you got potential. Like you should maybe, you know, take this seriously. Then, you know, you should probably explore this more. And he was like, oh, you know, whatever, it's whatever. But what's sad is that the teacher, I guess, ended up like committing suicide. And because of that, Flamingosis was like, damn, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? And like touching him to be like, you know what? Like, I really like that teacher because he was like the one teacher that that was nice to Flamingosis. In this interview, he said, again, I'm paraphrasing, so I might be like kind of off of the story, but I do remember like that was like the oh fuck moment. And so Flamingosis was like, you know what? I need to try this because like, you know, because I like that guy. And now he's Flamingosis. You know what I mean? So it was like all like that story is like, you know, he kind of, again, I don't want to put words in his mouth, and I don't want to put words in his own story, but it's what he said in an interview. And I could only imagine like a moment like that would be like, I got to do this. You know what I mean? I got to do this for this guy that like really believed in me. You know what I mean? So yeah, rest in peace. Like Rosa says, it's Simply Dale. That's cool to see him with a band. I've actually only seen him once for the Young Bay Group Continental Tour. He opened for Young Bay, I think. I saw him there, and that was really cool. They listened to, you know what I mean? I remember he like came out and like started dancing on the front. It was like really sick. and he has like the 90s hair. So yeah. So I don't know. That's how I watch interviews, because it's like, oh wow, like that's like, you know what I mean? That's what like drives you to be like, yo, I gotta do this, you know what I mean? I gotta make the music thing work. And it's like, that's like a beautiful reason to make it work, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But Rosa says, I know the feeling of a teacher inspiring me. My middle school teacher saw me drawing and encouraged that over her being one herself. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Rosa, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like stories like that are just like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like what inspires us and stuff like that. And including your principal, Rosa says, I'll never forget that. Exactly, yeah. I'm so glad to hear that you had like people that encouraged your art, Roses. That's awesome. That's super, super sick. Yeah, to be honest, I think the only person that like, did that for me early on was like, I did come in and chat a couple times, but my buddy Corey was like one of the first people to be like, yo, you should really take this serious. And I had I got really lucky. They'd come in by the chat once, but my buddy Elvin was like a big person too. That like, I wouldn't be Groovy Kaiju. Like they were like, not that I wouldn't be Groovy Kaiju, you know what I mean? They were very like, momentous person in my art journey as like discovering what it's like to be a musician. You know what I mean? So I feel like I don't feel like I owe Elvin, but you know what I mean? I got so much love for Elvin. I can't imagine where I would be without them. That's what I'm trying to say. I think I wouldn't be in the same place without them. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. And not that I'm trying to like discredit him. I don't know. It's just just for context, that's a personal thing. I literally journal every day, and I've been writing in my journal every day. Don't give people power over you for no reason. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like unlearn that. That's the only reason why I hesitate. I was like being weird, but yeah, it's a personal thing. I'm rewiring my brain for. Anyways, Toledo says, saw Flamingos with short hair once in one of his music videos, and I can't see him going back. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't think I've ever. Have I seen them? Yeah, I feel like one day I like woke up, opened up Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's his haircut now. I just forgot what he looked like with shorter hair. You know what I mean? So yeah. But 069AR says, in fact, there's lots of time in life where you gotta send it and hope it ends up good. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Which is like one of those like skateboarding, low-key, I think skateboarding kind of taught me that. Sometimes you just gotta commit, dude. You can't hesitate, you just gotta go for it. If you hesitate, you'll just end up getting more hurt. You just gotta full send it. But Rosa says, that's sweet. I know, yeah. Yeah, shuts up Corey. I miss Corey so much. And Eli says, yeah, man, I totally feel you, because that one piece of media I was talking about led me down this rabbit hole of character design and character-driven narratives. That's sick, dude. I'm glad I did that for you, Eli. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. It's just like, art is cool, dude. Shouts out to art. But yeah, I think after this order, we'll probably stop streaming. Because it's about that time. And I want to make orange chicken so bad. I usually try to stream for 3 hours and just, you know what I mean? But at this point, I'm like, yo, I gotta eat this orange chicken, dude. I gotta eat this orange chicken. But what's another good interview I've watched in the past? I watched a lot of them. Speaking of like artists, like I don't know. Again, like it's funny because I kind of know these people now. But like St. Pepsi early on, I remember before I met them, they had an interview of them walking around Echo Park in LA. What's it called? And the interview was like recorded so badly. It was like just a girl holding her phone with the camera pointing up at them and just like walking. And you know, they're like both out of breath because they're like kind of like speed walking. And they're like trying to talk at the same time. You can hear like there's no like noise isolation, so it's like really quiet because their voices aren't close to the camera. It's hilarious, but it was pretty cool. So I've watched like hella St. Pepsi interviews and stuff like that before, and now I like technically know them, like we're acquaintances. But yo, Rampage just hydrate. Thank you, Rampage. I'm still so sad I couldn't see them for New Year's. But yeah, and oh, what's funny too is I watched a Macross interview that was only in Spanish, but they had English subtitles, like if you use the YouTube option. So I remember watching that, and I remember this was like 2014. He's probably still up there somewhere, but at some point they dead ass like asked him like, "What do you think of all the people online that say that you're just stealing music?" And I was like, Jesus, dude, not Macross, dude. Why would you? Bro, that's a bold ass question. And it was like a local, like it was like a really small Mexican YouTube channel. So I was like, damn, dude, you came up with the hard hitting investigative journalism questions to my boy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody else says, what? Yeah, it's because this is like the interview was back in 2013, 14. So it was like when Macross first dropped the very first Sailor Wave, where yeah, you know what I mean? Like we were all still kind of like learning how to make music, but like, you know, live on Bandcamp, if that makes sense. So you know, so it was a lot of early Future Funk was a lot of like haters, for lack of better words, just being like, bleh, you know what I mean? So because of that, like, because that was like a very common discourse at the time, like the guy was just, you know, was like, I got the balls to ask him. It was like, Jesus, dude. But anyways, but after he asked him this wild question, he was like, all right, now I need to see if you're a real vaporwave artist. And they lined up, I'm pretty sure the interview's still on YouTube, but they lined up 3 bottles of water, and they were like, this one's tap water, this one's Aquafina, and this one's Fiji water. If you're a real vaporwave artist, you can tell me which one's Fiji. So he drinks all 3 waters, and he's like, this one's Fiji. And he was like, you're right. And he was just like, you know what I mean? And they were like, you heard it here first, y'all. Macross is a real vaporwave artist. Check him out on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? So yeah. So and on a very lighthearted note. Yeah. Oh. This one didn't have. Did it not? Oh, I signed a 1 too many Destroy All Monsters, Lamau. That's okay. I mean, I signed 1 too many Groovy Through the Galaxies. Oh my god. But somebody else says, bruh, lol, Rose says Lamau. Yeah, it was a pretty funny interview. Like after all like the shenanigans involving that, it was actually like, oh, this is hilarious. Dang. Oh my god. Oh, I'm dumb. It was right here. Gosh darn it. Yeah, my bad, y'all. I'm trying to like... That's the only thing that sucks about these boxes, though, is that like the vinyls don't necessarily want to come out of them always. I just lost the... Here we go. Ba-doop. But yeah, I don't think I ever found a Young Bay interview, though, back in the day. That I'm sure there's one now, but, you know what I mean? Speaking of interviews, have y'all heard of the Nobody Here documentary that's supposed to be coming out in the vaporwave scene? Apparently I'm in it, which I'm stoked on. I'm supposed to be in like a little mini documentary about vaporwave. But cause like I remember they filmed with me, but very much at the time when we filmed it, they were like, "You might be in it," and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm just glad I can help you drive around LA for a little bit. And like, you know, we're all like, because they flew in from the UK to film the documentary. So I was like, yeah. But apparently it's like very much like a Netflix style documentary from what I heard. But it got really good, like, you know, initial reception and stuff. So hopefully it drops soon. I like backed it way back in the day. And so yeah, when it drops, I'm gonna like be like, yo, I'm in a documentary technically. Let's go. Okay, I'll check it out. But yeah, I know like Jeff is in it, Vape Air is in it, like St. Pepsi should be in it, Young Bay's in it. I remember at some point they end up going to Young Bay's house to like, you know, do an interview with him and stuff about Vaporwave and everything. So yeah. But I don't know if they got Vectroid though, like Macintosh Plus. And Sibley Deo says, "Oh yes, I forgot about it sadly, but I did buy the one album you remixing Uniwa's song. Oh, sick. Yeah, they're technically two different like projects, but the remix I did, it was to like help support like the funding because like pretty much they started it and then COVID happened and they were like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So they needed like an extra round of funding. So that like pretty much the album drop was to help support like all the funds from that went to like supporting them doing like the last bit of filming they needed to do for the documentary. And 069AR, that's still publicly though. If they put you in it, you should be able to grow your fan base. Yeah, definitely, hopefully. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how like, you know what I mean, it's received and all that. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like on Netflix. I think it's gonna be like a, you know, like a indie film type of deal. But either way, I'm like super appreciative to be in it and stuff. And you know, if I get any people come check me out because of it, that'd be sick. Yeah, thanks 069AR, I appreciate it. And somebody else says, oh, they got it. She's kind of a pioneer. I know. Oh, I hydrated just now, Roses. Yeah, so that's the thing. So here's like the tea on that. I just drink tea. But the tea on that is, from what I've heard through the grapevine, Vectroid doesn't like the fact that people know her from Macintosh Plus. So like oftentimes she's like, I don't want to be associated with Vaporwave. Like to her, it's kind of like it was a joke that I made with my friends and I wish people would stop, you know, not appreciate my real music. You know what I mean? So like, I think they chose not to be in it. Yeah, I mean, or maybe that's what Big Vapor wants you to think. I don't know. Big Vapor, Lamau. Big Vaporwave. But yeah. Oh, and I guess I know who this is, cause. But and then I hydrated, and then somebody says, "Nice, I'm glad that I bought it." Yeah, man, thank you for grabbing it. Yeah, I appreciate you grabbing it. And I was super stoked to make that remix. I play it at shows all the time, low key. And I don't know if you noticed, but it was kind of like a pun because I said the song, Uniwa's song is called "All About You," and I called my little remix "All About You and Me." And it's because if you say it fast, it sounds like all about uni. You know what I mean? Because his name is Uniwa. I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. If you say all about uni, it sounds like uni. I don't know. I think it's kind of silly. Oh, yo! Yeah, thank you, Subideo. Yeah. And I think I could tell this. What's crazy though? You want to know a wild Uniwa story, dude? I remember once. I mean, I didn't press Uni about. I jokingly pressed Uni about this. Simply, I'll never forget that. Hell yeah. So, you know, Astro Black from Goodbye Earth, the other guy that raps on the intro of like Goodbye Earth from Ruin the Galaxy. So Astro Black and Uniwa used to be really close, like really close, because they were both just like dudes on the internet making beats, and they used to run like meme pages together, I guess, like when they were like 13. But what was funny is I guess Astro Black told me like, yeah, we used to be really close and we're not friends anymore. Because when he was 13, Uniwa stole his internet girlfriend. So he was like, so I guess he had an internet girlfriend and Uniwa was DMing her on the side. And then at some point Uniwa was like, hey man, sorry, but she chose me. So because of that, ain't no way, dude. No, that's what he told me. And then when I told Uniwa about it, he was like, yeah, I know Astro Black. Like, that's my homie. And I was like, you told me you stole his internet girlfriend. He was like, yeah, I might have done that when I was like 14. So because I was like, yo, man, me and Astro Black grew up together. I don't know about us being friends anymore, man. And he was like, no, don't be like that. I know, I was just playing around, but it's just like kind of funny. It's like, it's a small world. Yeah. 069AR, not only is it a girl from middle school, it's an online middle school GF. You know what I mean? It's like, you stole my internet GF type shit. You know what I mean? But Eli says big vapor. I know, dude. Big vapor's coming for me, man. Ain't no way. Yo. So yeah. But like me and Astro Black are like super mega ultra close. Like that's my dog. Like it's like one of those friends that like if I was like randomly stuck somewhere, I know I could hit up Astro Black, you know what I mean? Like we don't talk all the time because like they live in like upstate New York right now. And I'm over here in Arizona. But we both grew up in the same hometown, in Camino Valley. So yeah, so because of that, like we're really separated. But like when we talk, I'm like, dude, this is my brother from another mother. You know what I mean? So yeah. So when I found out about Uniwa, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we could be cool over my friend's online girlfriend from like that many years ago. It would have been like I think the first time I met Uniwa was like 27. So it'd be like, I don't know if we could be friends because you stole my other friend's girlfriend 13 years ago. I don't know, you get the joke. I'm rambling now. And Rosa says, my close friends from New York, lol. Oh, sick, hell yeah, that's dope. Yeah, New York's cool. The only thing about New York is that New York kind of scares me because I feel like time moves faster out there. I know it sounds really random, but yeah. And 069AR, how do you even find out someone stole your internet girlfriend? I guess she admitted it. I think that's the thing is that I think they were all in like the same like, Discord wasn't out back then, but they were all in like the same like online group, I think, 069AR. And then like eventually I think she said like, hey, me and Uniwa are gonna start our own group without you because I'm dating him now. And he was like, no. And he was like, Uniwa, why'd you steal my girl, bro? And he was like, sorry, but she chose me. Which is like the most internet gangster thing to say. This is funny. But Simply Dale says, I should look back into his new stuff. It's been back on the backlog for a while now. Yeah, Uniwa low-key just be pumping out bangers, low-key. They're like very like multi-genre. So like I think the stuff they're releasing lately has been more, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place, but I always listen to whatever they release. But some of the newer stuff kind of be slapping. Every once in a while I'm like, hey, Uni, all right. Yeah, Uni's like I don't know, Uniwa. I should probably do a whole stream talking about Uniwa low-key because me and him have had like all kinds of just funny experiences together. Like there was a little bit where Uniwa was like, bro, like we should like pretend like we have a beef to start like a vaporwave beef, and we'll just pretend the whole time that we like don't like each other for some reason. I was like, Uniwa, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not mean enough. It was kind of funny. But Simply Dale says, I did hear a few from Uniwa's new album, Drive. I love it. Sick, dude. Yeah, I think I've heard it. Let me pull it up. Actually, I can't pull it up or else I'll get copyright struck. Uniwa Drive. I wasn't pulling up. Is it Hyperdrive? Because yeah, Hyperdrive, I agree. Hyperdrive is banging. Yeah, oh my god, Simply a Day, I think you're talking about Hyperdrive. So I just looked through all of his albums right now. But this is the last order, y'all. I think we're gonna call it here because I need to make orange chicken before I starve. So yeah, let me put away the iPad. I'll put stuff away though, so we could say our goodbyes. I'll see y'all Sunday though, hopefully with NetNavi. Because me and NetNavi are, you know what I mean? We just, yeah. We go way back. We used to be roommates, you know, on the Vine. And they were roommates. So yeah. 069AR, have a good night, Brody. You have a good night too, dude. Thanks for sticking around like the whole time, dude. I appreciate you stopping by and just, you know, hanging out and chilling with us. I appreciate it. Hope you had a blast. Yeah. And then Eli says, all right, good night, Groovy. Good night, Eli. Rosa says, enjoy the chicken. Good night, everyone. Take care. Good night, Roses. Always good to see you. I know, Skyer. I know I'm on another monitor for you, Skyer. Get you around, Skyer. And Asibilio says, no, I'm not. It's off of retrospective. Okay, cool. I think I've heard retrospective. I guess I'll look it up real quick. I was already looking at this thing. Retro. Oh, okay, yeah. I think this is one of his compilation albums. I think I like 3. Yeah, Uniwaz is kind of goated, dude. Pretty Lady's really good too. Oh, and the song is called Drive, funnily enough. Huh. But yeah. But Simply Deo, definitely enjoy that chicken. See you guys in the next one. Take it easy, y'all. I think that's everybody. So yeah, if you're lurking, thanks for lurking. I appreciate you. And I catch y'all around. Take it easy. Peace. See you Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday. This Sunday, hanging out, doing the same old. So yeah, get you around. Laters, Rampage. Later, everybody. Bye.